Welcome to the show. Ang kasama ko ngayon ay si Boss Jab Escutin. Follow niyo yung page niya. Jab Escutin talaga yung page, di ba? Boss Jab pala.
Boss Jab lang.
Boss Jab. Nung pagkaagawa niya no kanyang Facebook, doon ko siya in-invite. Doon na rin kami, matagal na lang din kami magkaibigan at matagal ko nang inaabsorban ng knowledge itong si Boss Jab sa pagdating sa esports. So, siguro yung mga fans ng ML ay kilala ka bilang Bren, AP Bren, Falcons guy. Pero ano bang proper na introduction sa isang Boss Jab?
Di ko rin alam sa totoo lang. Usually, sinasabi ko na lang, I wear a lot of esports hats. Pero number one is I'm an esports advocate.
Yan.
First and foremost. So I like to educate people about esports.
Yeah.
Syempre, yung application ko lang on how to do that is yung actual day-to-day profession ko. So that's with Falcons right now and also with Cebol.
Yeah. Ang madali kong way para ma-introduce si Boss Jab ay manager. Manager of managers. Basically, dami mo ng klaseng manager na inabutan, nag-manage ka ng tournaments. Nag-organize ka actually ng tournaments, diba?
Yes. Way back.
Way back. Nag-manage ka ng team, nag-manage ka ng talents. Right?
Not really. Kind of, yeah. Sa brand days namin, we have a lot of departments.
Yeah.
So kasama rin yun.
I see. All right. Ayan. So, we'll get to that one after the other. Meron munang pressing na balita. Kasi kakascroll ko lang dito bago ka dumating. Literally, a minute lang siya. Tapos nag-text ka na nandito ka na. Ang na-announce yung Cebol Asian Games rosters for...
Yun, nilabas na nila. Okay.
Parang few minutes ago. At stacked siya yung mga So, I guess, di ko alam kung...
Yung format nandun na. Andun yung format.
Let me see.
Pero madugo din yan. We wanna make sure,
Yeah. So, by the way, si Boss Jab, bukod sa mga nadaanan niya ng Falcons, ng AP Bren and everything, bukod sa doon, Boss Jab has always been part of Team Cebol.
Yes.
Wait, ano ba tama? Cebol ka ba o Peso?
Peso muna.
Okay.
And then, Peso owns Cebol.
Okay. Sorry, Peso owns Cebol. Alright, there you go. So, wala pa tayong format dito.
Okay.
So, well,
medyo madugo yan.
This will be, Boss Jab, March 21, kung tama pagkaalala ko, either 21 or 28 ang
okay
nito.
Sige.
So, nakita ko yung format kasi magkakas din ako. So, alam ko na yung format, pero wala pa dito. May Swiss, no?
Yes.
Oh my God. I mean, as a caster, yung caster side ko ay medyo bad trip. Pero yung MLBB fan side ko ay masaya kasi I always have
first
Swiss.
time kasi namin ginawa yun kung mapapansin mo. The last few qualifiers namin, medyo straight lang siya. Diba?
Yeah.
Either double elimination or single elimination. Ngayon lang namin ginawa yung Swiss because it's very important for the Asian Games.
Yeah.
Historical yan So.
Yeah. Ito hindi ko kilala si Dave Yanya ng Team Liquid. Sino ba ito? Daiki ba to? Hindi ko maalala.
I forgot yung name. Actually, yun yung isa sa mga sakit ko. Sa dami kong... I'm esports advocate ako pero bihira ako makakabisado ng mga names talaga.
Sa Liquid to nako, mahirap.
Eman, I think yun yung name.
Si Eman?
I think, oo.
Eman.
I think, yun yung pagkakaalala ko na sinabi nila, Jeff.
Oh my God, no.
Basta nasa ibang bansa yata siya.
Si Eman?
I think, gold yan, di ba?
Oo.
Yan yun.
Eman.
Actually, yan yung kinagandahan pagka, full names yung nakalagay. May konting mystery sa inyo.
Oh my God. Okay, never mind. Anyways.
So, tama ba?
So, it's gonna be stacked. Di ko alam. Abangan nyo na lang. I mean, pagka-publish naman ito, na-reveal na yan. Although, ang question ko dito, Boss Jab, is how did you handle this? Kasi obviously, nakast ko rin yung unang qualifiers and Onic won right after. Ang interesting nun kasi humina na yung Onic noong mga time na yun. Tapos parang Liquid Aurora na yung malakas. But Onic won still against the current MPL champions back then.
Yeah.
So, kahit ako excited ako. Makita ko si Kelra finally mag-Asian Games. And after ko ma-podcast ko siya, sabi ko, excited ako para sa'yo, Dwayne, kasi mag-Asian Games ka na. Kaso, things happen. Bakit? I guess alam naman natin yung bakit. Ba't di siya matutuloy? And everybody asked me that question. Every time magla-live ako, laging tanong, ano pong mangyayari sa Asian Games? Dahil yan, si Coach Wynat and si Dwayne, si Kelra. I would assume this was a difficult process for you guys.
Syempre, parang sa amin, on the back end, there are a lot of things that we are considering. Syempre, first and foremost, the goal will always be to send the best athletes to represent the Philippines during that time.
Amen.
Diba? Wala naman eh. So, the difference with esports, with conventional sports, kasi yung sa kanila, wala silang patch updates eh. Walang mga ganun sa kanila eh, diba? The best players are usually the best players for years to come.
Yep.
Diba? Bihira nagbabago yun. Set aside, let's say, little bit of politics, mga ganun sa kanila.
Injuries maybe.
Yun, mga ganun. Pero very rare na napapalitan yung representative. Okay.
Yep.
So, with the esports, may timelines kasi yan in the back end eh.
Yeah.
So, kunyari yan, lahat naman ng sports dumadaan sa ganito. So, yung initial information na nakukuha namin is not really the confirmed information.
Yep.
Diba? So, kunyari, maraming magtatanong, bakit sobrang aga namin ginawa yung unang qualifiers? Diba? Because we were under the impression, dahil yung unconfirmed information na sinasabi sa amin ng mga organizers or, the people that are supposed to give us updates are saying na it may be in February.
Okay.
So, dalawang stages kasi with the Asian Games. Hindi siya katulad ng SEA Games eh.
Okay.
SEA Games, you go straight to the host country, you compete there. Asian Games is very different because sobrang dami ng countries sa Asia.
Okay.
Hindi nila kayang i-host lahat ng countries sabay-sabay or the athletes themselves. So, merong Asian Games qualifiers na tinatawag. So, the games that have a lot of athletes, pinapadaan nila ng qualifiers. It doesn't matter kung kunyari tayo, Philippines, automatic na yan, for sure makakalusot tayo. Pero we have to go through the Asia Games qualifiers sa regionals. So, from our initial information, February pa lang magkakaroon na. So, as you can imagine, hindi naman kami pwede
February
mag-qualify.
2026.
Yeah.
Okay.
November kami nag-qualifiers, di ba? Bakit? Kasi hindi naman kami pwede magpa-qualifier ng February tapos mag-aayos kami ng visa, kukunin pa namin lahat ng information. Yung all the back-end stuff.
Especially kasi this is Japan, so you need the visa talaga.
Actually, yung qualifiers, hindi pa siya sa Japan.
Meron pang...
May mga iba-ibang host countries pa. So, kunyari, ngayon, ang sabi-sabi is either it can be China, it can be Singapore.
Oo nga pala. Bilang isang Asian Games athlete myself, alam ko nga pala may road to Asian Games muna. Ayan.
May ganon. Actually, iba pa yun. Kunyari sa China, it's very different din kasi yung sa inyo, very unique yun because the game is not as popular.
Yeah.
Diba? So, yung esports China is a very big place.
Yeah,
diba?
for sure.
Kayang-kaya nilang i-host lahat ng athletes. Kaya hindi naman talaga basically nagkaroon ng qualifiers eh. Yung Road to Asian Games yun, naglaro kayo pero diretso naman kayo.
Parang formality na rin.
Parang gano'n, di ba? Parang yun yung kinagandahan. Pero for this qualifier, syempre we had to prepare. Ayaw naman namin, kunyari biglang, first and foremost, we want to send the best athletes. Pero secondly, it's our responsibility to be prepared. Di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng, yun kasi namimiss ng maraming tao eh. Akala nila, kunyari, papadala sa September. Akala nila September, pwede pa tayo mag-qualifier ng August. Hindi naman pwede yun. Kasi you have to go through a lot of things. Right?
I guess kasi na sanay kami, mga viewers din na like MSC or international months. Kung sino yung panalo doon, sila yung ipapadala eventually. Yeah. But in ano ba tawag? Ano ba term nito? Mga federation?
Federation type of events.
Federation type of events. Meron silang deadline kasi parang check pa nila yung parang qualifications nung...
Hindi lang qualifications eh. I would say usually ang concern is security.
Yeah, exactly.
Kasi these types of games host a lot of delegates.
Yeah.
Meaning politicians, important people for the host country. Eh syempre imagine mo kung host country ka, biglang magkaroon ng,
gulo.
Gulo. Nakakaya talaga. Diba? So they have to go through all of that. Even as sa PESOR, it's also our responsibility to make sure na siyempre, actually, wala naman mangyayari na gano'n. I doubt it will happen. Pero siyempre, we still do, kahit na mababa yung chance niya, we still do background checks. Kahit na minimal lang.
Due diligence, mga ganyan.
Kailangan nyo kasi ano ngayon kung ikaw pinakamagaling? Baka mamaya may record ka pala sa NBI.
Yeah.
Sa airport pa lang, harangin ka. Paano naman yung mga ka-teammates mo, di ba?
So minsan wala pang papeles.
Yun, parang
Even
ganun.
if you're the best player, can that might happen eh.
Well, thank you naman sa, we have been, fortunate enough na we have good collaboration with the government agencies every time. And syempre kami, laging pinagyayabang nila. 100%. We have not had any issue with flying out athletes so far.
Fortunately din, nung unang-una tayo yung host. So parang hindi masyado naging problema. But I remember naging... hindi naman naging challenge yung pag-gather ng initial papers na mauna. Kasi nangangapa pa lahat eh. Tsaka di pa sanay. Talk to me about yung decision nyo na to do it again, and how did you communicate that with eventually this winning team? Kasi if I were Onik, obviously I would be...
Oo naman, understandably. So, syempre, there are a lot of plans on the back end. Kunyari ngayon, by this time na announce na yung mga support coaches, and I think a lot of people have already said na, syempre, mga sikat na celebrity or yung mga personality sa Indonesia, bigay nyo na daw yung mga ganun-ganun. Pero kasi kami, Asian Games is very different eh. This is a historic thing for all of us. Same with the first time na nagkaroon ng SEA Games. We did something very, very important. We wanted to make sure na parang we're the best in the opportunities na pinresent sa atin. And having MLB be there, syempre, obviously, dapat mataas yung chance natin. Pero at the same time, we don't want to be complacent. Diba? So, we want to do all the preparation. So, yung mga support coaches na yan, matagal na namin pinaplano yun.
Okay.
As in, nung na-announce yung Asian Games, siyempre mataas yung the pressure is there. Sinasabi sa amin nila, Director Marlon, mga ganun, na, kailangan manalo tayo. So, anong plano natin? So, doon pala sinabi ko, Lon, this is the best way to do it. Let's get all the coaches that we feel that can help us. Diba? So, ilagay na natin sila doon, and then we will still find the main head coach, mga ganun-ganun stuff. So, extraordinary siya. So, ang difficult decision lang na nangyari, di ba, katulad nga sabi ko, the initial plans for the Asian Game Qualifier was to hold it on February. Big challenge na sa amin yun. Especially for me, kasi, syempre, I have to make sense of everything, di ba? Alam ko naman na you can be the best team in February. Pero you might not be the best team in September. Which is nangyayari dun sa ibang bansa. Di ba? Specifically, sa Indonesia, di ba?
Exactly.
Yun yung main problems nila usually. And I think they understand that more now. Kasi, I mean, we get to talk to their, we're all good friends. We get to hang out with their federation representatives also. Pag tinatanong nila kami on how we do it, obvious naman eh. It's very public information. So we get to talk about it. So I think they would probably make adjustments sa ginagawa nila. Kasi sila very early sila eh. Di ba?
Super early nga. Time na RQ, there was a time, TL pala na TL.
TL sila ngayon. So they would have them, sinasabi sa amin, they would be hosted in a hotel for an entire year. Yung mga ganung stuff. So talagang syempre Pinoy tayo, very efficient tayo sa funding. So hindi naman tayo ganun ka Pero we make do with what we have, with the resources we have and the talents that we have. So, syempre kami, very happy kami nun. Kasi Onic is, sa totoo lang, I'm very, comfortable with any team.
To be fair,
na ipapadala natin. Diba?
Same, actually.
I mean, sinabi na nga ni Mirko, kahit ipadala daw natin yung 9th place team natin. Di ba? There are always ways to do it. Di ba? Pero syempre, hindi naman 100%. There are times na, the small ones we miss.
Of course.
Ano naman talaga eh.
There was a time, like, we had meron tayong dire-diretsong na tatalo. I think yung ISF, diba?
Yeah.
And then, may kasunod yun eh. Yung ISF mula sa Bali. But then,
yung sa Riyadh na ISF.
Sa Riyadh na ISF din, diba? So parang, there were times that we lost. Pero syempre mga big ones like all SEA Games nakuha naman natin yan. Sa ML, sa ML.
Yeah.
I guess yung dito, what are your expectations? What was the communication?
Balikan muna natin. Sorry, So February kasi yun, diba?
February.
So we did the November qualifiers. So we have to do the combines also. So nung nanalo na si Onic, that's why not. Si why not na head coach, mga ganun. And we've structured the qualifiers kasi in a way that the first person to actually be part of the Cebu team is the head coach. We don't have any athletes yet at that point. Officially. Siyempre alam naman natin the coaches would probably pick their players,
Yep.
di ba? More often than not, yun naman talaga nangyayari. Pero may mga times din na parang we're very thankful when the coaches are very honest. May mga cases kami ngayon na gano'n na there are coaches that would say na parang one of my players are not as good as I want to compared to the other persons in the other teams. Gusto nilang palitan, mga gano'n. Yun yung kasi parang we drill it to the coaches every time. That's why we have the combine. So we can talk to the coaches na parang, uy, your main responsibility is to win for the Philippines.
Yeah.
And that may include not making everyone in your team happy. Diba? So, yun, yung February, yung November, that's what we did. So, nung time na yun, very hectic talaga si MLA, di ba? Sunod-sunod talaga.
Nag-combine mo kayo nun?
Hindi kami napag-combine. Kasi, Liquid was requesting na hindi sila makaka-attend because they have to...
SEA Games.
SEA Games, and then M-Series, mga ganun-ganon. So, we talked to everybody naman na sorry, but I think this is something that we have to pay attention to also.
Yeah.
And during that time, we were given information na parang, uy, mukhang hindi matutuloy yung February. Yan,
so
parang ganon. So, may mga ganon ng situation. So, I was very worried na kasi I want to make sure that we have this is one-time Asian Games. We cannot, we cannot change the result once na napasa na natin, di ba? So, ganon. So, pero syempre, we were still committed na parang, sige, let's do this in February na lang. Let's figure it out. Kausapin natin si Wynat, mga ganon-ganon. So, tigil lang muna kami lahat. Christmas came in, mga ganon-ganon. Tapos, nag-announce na si Wynat.
Yeah. And was this yung him, parang may announcement kayo na nag-ano siya, diba? Parang
yes.
What was the term? Parang ni-consider.
He chose another opportunity.
Kasi I think, assumption ko lang to, di ko pa nakausap si Wynat, so don't quote me on this. Pero assumption ko lang is, meron siyang duties sa kanyang org and also him being in Indonesia will mangyari, hindi niya magagampanan yung ano niya dito.
He was very honest naman when I had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
He was very honest. And sa totoo lang, syempre nag-ask din ako ng guidance sa kanya na how do you think we should do this?
Yeah.
Ganon. So habang nag-uusap kami, I think aligned naman yung thinking namin on how to do this properly. Thinking about, so to be honest, to be very, very blunt, we were not thinking about the feelings of the athletes. That's a bad way to put it. Pero our first and only goal sa usapan namin is, paano mananalo yung Pilipinas?
Yeah.
That's the first and only thing. Let's deal with everything else after and how we can treat this fairly, mga ganyan-ganyan. So, gano'n lang naman yun eh.
Priority ang Pilipinas.
Yes. And then after I talked to si Wynat, I talked to the support coaches.
Yeah.
Kasi syempre, parang at the end of the day, this is a decision for all of us.
Yeah.
Diba? And I don't take this decision lightly. So, I want to say na, parang eventually, when people ask me, I want to tell them na parang, uy, I asked for people that are on the top of the MLBP scene.
Amen.
So, kung hindi kayo mag-agree sa kanila, what more, paano ka mag-agree sa akin? You will definitely not agree. So, parang gano'n. So, thankfully, we had the support coaches in.
Yeah.
I think, kaya rin wala kaming resistance, basically.
Wala nga eh. Wala na feel na kahit anong resistance.
Hindi kasi, first and foremost, even with the athletes, we're very thankful na si Yeb was very honest about the situation din.
Yeah.
When I got to talk to him na parang, actually una ko pa nga siya kinausap eh.
Yeah.
Yeb, I think this
si
will...
VP kayo.
This will affect your team and you're part of the support coaches.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, what do you think? So siya, very honest din siya na parang, boss, ayoko mapay. Parang ganun eh. Hindi naman pero he wants to go through the entire thing. Just, kunyari ngayon, if his team wins, I will be very happy for them.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi, they've gone through the same thing.
Same thing.
Diba? And I
same
think,
result.
No. Diba? Ganun lang naman ang gusto namin eh. Even with Cibola. Parang we just want everybody to have the opportunity to prove na you deserve this spot.
Yeah.
Kasi rare talaga siya eh.
Yeah. And then that being said, magkakaroon tayo ng qualifiers. As of this recording, hindi po namin malalaman kasi paranal because dadagdagan din yung mga teams.
Yeah.
Aurora they're gracious. Hindi ko alam kung yun yung tamang feeling nila, but I think whenever I talk to MTB, tapos siya na rin mismo na gano'n kasi I saw it, na ang term pa na ginamit niya is ban si Uwe. And he said, the way he said it, very nonchalant, parang hindi naman nandiyan. Very stoic about it na parang, wala eh.
It is what it is.
It is what it is
Parang
na nakaban siya eh. So, I think in-explain naman ni MTB kung bakit quote-unquote nakaban itong si Uwe. But,
hindi ko nakita yung explanation. I didn't see it.
Basically, parang gano'n. Yung meron siyang hindi nagampanan before. Which obviously may penalty yun. Same with how Sanford was before.
Exactly.
But eventually naman, Sanford nakabalik pa rin naman na Sibol.
Yeah.
So, wala. Ganun talaga. We have to follow the rules.
Yeah. Ano naman eh. Sa side naman namin, we have to make sure everybody understands that. I mean, it's sad that it happened twice. Akala ko nga isang beses lang siya mangyayari.
Yeah.
Pero, syempre, we have to take this seriously. One, because if you guys are participating in the qualifiers, you're basically taking away opportunities for the people that actually want to be part of it. Parang ganun yung nangyayari. So, I mean, there's no easy way to say this, di ba? Parang, why would we spend a lot of resources, time, and effort, and even the other competitors to go through all of this? And then eventually, when we tell you na, ikaw na, you can serve the Philippines, biglang sasabihin mo sa amin, ayaw mo, or hindi mo prefer, or, alam mo, yung mga ganun eh.
Yeah.
So, we place a heavy importance in the stuff we do, especially for the Cebu national team. Because, everybody's supposed to be included eh.
Yeah.
Diba?
And of course, kung di ako nagkakamali, may parang agreement yan eh na parang they sign an
Actually, during the combine, we explained it. We explain it.
Fully informed naman lahat.
Of course. Kaya rin hindi rin naman sila they're it is what it is moments. That's it. Parang ganon. And as much as possible kasi kami, even with the bannings, mga ganun. Pansin nyo with Cebol, we don't announce bans. We don't want to put a bad light into the athletes kasi we give an importance to that also because they are brands themselves. Yeah. Diba? So, kami, as much as possible, we don't want to announce na parang, binanam si ganito. Ang dami, sa totoo lang, may mga nakaban pa kami ngayon. Pero, hindi lang, they're not really vocal about it because they know it's a fair decision. As much as I feel it's a fair decision because everybody was informed, ganun lang naman. And even with during the banning, I think they understand na parang, we're basically giving you an opportunity. And you're saying no. Do you understand kung ano yung mangyari, mga ganun. And if it's still no, at least alam mo yun, hindi naman siya biglaan na decision eh.
Yeah. And to be fair, hindi naman buong Aurora yung pinagbawalan.
No. Of course. Yes.
Parang ganun. But it's a team decision, I think, for them. They
it
trust
happens
you.
naman.
To be fair, US started as
Actually, yun pa yung doon. We were very surprised because he had experience.
Yun na, sa una eh.
Yeah, being a 6-man for the Blacklist era days, mga ganun, di ba? So, it was very surprising.
Yeah.
Wala eh. That's a decision eh. Yun talaga.
Maybe something happened. I mean, baka talaga meron siyang kailangan gawin ng mga time na hindi nagaline.
It's up to them naman eh. I think it's their story to tell.
Yes,
diba? So, I think, we both have an understanding.
Yeah. Yan. So, abangan ninyo. Parang preview na rin ito ng MPL actually. Kasi most of the MPL teams will be there.
Actually, doon kami excited.
Parang
when we were saying, nung naplano na namin lahat. Kasi right now, may hinahabol kami na qualifiers sa June.
Yeah.
That's the reason that we had to do it right now.
Yeah.
Kasi wala nang space. Jump pack yung schedule ng MPL. By the time matapos siya, end of May na.
Yeah.
June na. So kung kailangan pa namin kumuha ng visa, lahat ng mga back-end, di na namin magagawa. Buti na lang, may oras pa kami.
Yeah.
Kasi kailan lang na-confirm yun eh.
Nakusap ko si Boss Lon, in-email ko si Boss Lon. Sana umabot sa yung email. Ewan ko umabot sa iyo. Ako ay voluntarily nagbibigay na aking serbisyo as a statsman. Baka kailangan nyo pa rin, boss.
Umabot naman.
Ayun, kahit hindi nyo kasama sa Japan, okay lang yun. I want to help. But anyways.
Alam ko naman yung Wolf. Lagi ka naman nandyan pagdating sa mga ganyan. Pero we will have to see.
Yeah, of course.
Siyempre, one of my responsibility also is to make sure that we don't have too much hands.
Yeah, of course.
Diba? Lalo na, may 3 support coaches na tayo. Medyo magkakabaliwan. It's also very complicated thing.
Yeah.
Para mga ganun. Pero,
ako, gusto lang makita talaga yung peak performance. Parang ito na ata ang peak ng Pinoy na talaga. Kasi bukod sa nag-evolve na lahat ng players, nag-mature na lahat, nakita na natin yung mga peak, tapos magbabanggaan yung mga malalakas, and then we have our coaches, support coaches, and then eventually the head coach that will be there. It's gonna be oh my God. It's
a very big, sa totoo lang, it's a very big responsibility, and I think that's also the reason kung bakit yung format is very rigorous.
Yes.
Diba? Para no excuses. It doesn't matter kung pagod kayo, pero these things take time, and pag nandun ka talaga sa mga I think that's also one thing about esports. Akala ng mga tao, pupunta lang sila doon, maglalaro sila most often, di ba?
Yeah.
Pero it's very taxing mentally, physically, lahat yun eh.
Yeah.
And,
especially now that we are holding most of the iba na ngayon yung hindi na tayo underdog sa ang Pilipinas, and
yes.
Not only are we looked on by international teams and international federations, pero tinitignan na rin tayo ng mga mismong fans ng Pinoy. Parang ang taas ng expectations na naibigay sa mga inside nyo.
Maganda na yan kasi tumataas yung standards.
Yeah,
I think that's
true.
really, really good.
Yeah. Very sorry to interrupt the podcast, but I would just like to take this opportunity and thank TT Racing for making the HG podcast happen. They have been with me for the past year, and I would say that it has been a great experience. The TT Racing gaming chairs and ergo chairs and desks and mats and all their accessories have helped me for over a year now when it comes to my gaming, when it comes to my shoutcasting, when it comes to my research, my work, my playing the guitar, my drumming, making music, and most of all, podcasting. So if you want to experience what I've experienced, the comfort, the quality equipment that I'm using, and of course the aesthetics of it all. They have a lot of designs with their chairs. The ergo chairs are perfect for making music, for everything that you need when it comes to gaming chairs and ergo chairs. TT Racing has got you. And if you want to experience what I've experienced, please check out their website, because in the online store you can use my code TTWolf. My code is TTWolf. Yes, that's right. You've heard it and you've read it correctly. TTWolf to get the best discount in the online store. Check it out, guys. And yeah, thank you so much. Back to the podcast. All right. That's diba? Ganito kami mag-usap ni Boss Jab. Kaya nag-enjoy ako kausap ang mga bossing ko. Kasi 20 minutes na agad tayo. First topic pa lang. Now, siguro magkaroon tayo ng brief timeline ng pag-introduction mo sa esports, because this is related to the question that I eventually will ask you. You started as, syempre, nagsimula gamer ka.
Yes.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, ang pinakauna mo talagang trabaho sa esports ay caster agad.
No.
Ay, hindi pa?
No.
Okay.
Nag-start ako sa arcade.
Okay.
So, I'm, time zone. I was, syempre may mga kaibigan ako doon. We play Street Fighter. That's my first love sa esports.
Okay.
Street Fighter talaga. And then eventually, syempre, time zone yun. After work, doon ako, nakatambay ako, kasama ko yung mga kaibigan ko.
Yeah.
Eventually, I always say this, and I hope kung esports enthusiast ka right now, this is one very important thing that I hope you figure out early if you really want to be part of the esports industry. Yeah. So, lahat tayo, feeling natin, pag naglalaro tayo, sobrang galing natin. Gusto ko mag-pro, eventually, mga ganun-ganun. Early on in that phase, sa arcades pa lang, I realized agad na I'm not gonna be this good.
Okay.
Diba? So,
okay.
syempre me, thinking of, I really want to be part of this industry one way or another. Diba? Anong pwede kong gawin? Diba? So, I have all of my friends, and na-realize ko na lagi kasing merong yung may nagpapa-tournament, pustahan, mga ganun-ganun. Lagi na lang parang, panalo si ganito. Paano nanalo? Ginawa niya ganito. Kombo niya ganito. Yun na yun. Diba, parang,
talk of, word of mouth na lang.
Word of mouth. Wala tayong footage. Existing na yung YouTube noon, may Twitch na rin noon during that time. It's just more of equipment talaga.
Justin
TV, mga ganun-ganun. Pero syempre, hindi na namin iniisip. Hindi malayo yun sa iniisip ko eh.
Yeah.
Imagine mo yun, dati nakikipag-away ako sa may... Hindi naman.
Hindi kita ma-imagine nakikipag-away.
Sumisingit ako sa may time zone. May dala akong tripod, pare. Tinatapatan ko yung arcade. Nung Digicam lang. Hindi nga Digicam, yung mga point-and-shoot camera na merong video capabilities.
Okay.
Tinatapatan ko lang siya. Tapos, kinakrap ko lang sa may bahay. Tapos, ina-upload ko sa YouTube, tapos nilalagyan ko ng mga overlay. Yung mga ganun ginagawa ko dati. Yun, so I built my community, mga ganyan. Tapos, eventually, nag-organize ako ng first tournament ko. We found yung sa Glorieta rin.
Anong year to?
Hindi ko na maalala yung sobrang tagal na nito. Ayoko na tandaan. Hindi ako magaling sa mga years na ganun. So, ano bang years nun? Feeling ko mga 2015 siguro.
Okay.
Baka 2013 nga, mga ganun.
Alright.
Yeah. So, kaya ko siya naalala kasi bago kami maging ni Mrs. nun eh. So, mga 2013 yun.
Okay.
So, eventually, nag-host ako ng tournaments for my friends. Diba? Siyempre, may mga dumadayo. Actually, yun yung simula kasi nun eh. Nobody was doing the footage. So, lahat ng mga nasa Mega Mall, nasa may Fairview, nung nalaman nila I was doing it and I was uploading it in YouTube, nagpupunta sila. Just so somebody can take a footage of them playing. Di ba? Ganun naman talaga eh. Di ba? Kasi, siyempre, ang saya nun eh. Di ba? People would, on the internet would see how you play, mga ganun. So, eventually, nag-start ako ng tournament ko. Thankfully, isa sa ginawa ko ay included Tekken dun sa tournament ko.
So parang, ibig sabihin ng dalawang dalawang titles.
Hindi ako naglalaro talaga ng Tekken. I've never played a single round of Tekken. Kahit sa may console, hindi talaga. So, I don't. So, doon ko nakilala sila AK. Tapos eventually noon, syempre nag-invest din ako ng mga gamit ko noon. Ako yung makikita mo talaga, eventually nag-invest ako ng gamit. May
pro bono, no?
Yeah, well, ganoon naman talaga eh. So, yung backpack ko, meron akong monitor, may laptop akong dala, may mga mics ako na dala, mga ganun. Ako yung guy na yun. Tapos, hindi naman sa pero I feel like I was the first guy that actually had the capture card sa Philippines. Yung ganun. So, talagang nag-invest talaga ako nung time na yun. Kasi, syempre, janky yung digicam lang. Pangit nun. Talagang sobrang low-end quality talaga. Ganun. Tapos parang nung medyo lumalaki na yung community, wala ganun. Tapos, eventually, yun, tournament, Tekken. Tapos, ini-invite ako nila AK. Pati yung dad niya. Kaya close kami nun eh. Kasi talagang sinasama nila ako pag kunyari may yung mga, hindi arcade yung mga parentahan ng PlayStation na may Tekken.
Okay.
Minsan, nagpapatournament sila.
Okay.
So sinasabi sa NAK, kuya, mayroong tournament doon, sama ka sa akin. Sama ko sa kanya, dala ko yung mga
gamit
lang,
ko. Para lang si Pigafetta ka lang.
Nakapo ako, tapos nire-record ko lang yung games.
Ganun lang.
Ganun lang. Tonto na.
Chronicler lang. Ganun.
Yeah.
Which is cool, by the way, Boss Jam. Kasi I did not know this side of you. Alam ko lang na techie ka, but imagine this, guys. Pagdating niya dito, dun sa building namin, pinakitaan agad niya ako ng isang gadget na bago siya meron. Kasi curious din ako parang first time ko makita. Pagdating niya dito, he's the very first ever guest or someone na naka-notice ng isang equipment dito na alam kong bihira yung makakalam kasi kahit ako hirap ako mahanapin siya. And it's a niche equipment and he says that he knows about it. So talagang techie guy ka from the start pala.
Hindi, talagang yun yung actually yung feeling ko yung nag-supplement din sa akin sa esports.
Yung technical knowledge.
Mahilig din ako sa mga gadgets eh, totoo lang.
What was your work? You probably have a day job back then. Kasi,
I worked for the hotel industry before ako nag-esports.
No way. Anong
Well, reservation style, mga ganun. So basically sa call center ako nagtatrabaho for a reservations company, for a hotel chain. Okay. Ganun. So, yun.
Malayo
talaga. So nagugulat yung mga tao. Parang akala nila pag tinatanong, college ka, IT ka, di ba? No, HRM ako, no?
So, you started, mahirap tong i-describe, pero let's just put it, isa kang chronicler ng FGC, no? And that's how you started. And then you just post. So essentially, mga naunang content creator.
Parang ganun, yeah.
And then sa YouTube,
pero nobody sees my face, It's just that the players lang talaga. I don't put my face out. Talagang laban mo, pangalan ng kalaban mo, that's it.
Okay.
Ganun lang.
Which back then, I'm sure sobrang daming nagpapasalamat sa'yo ng mga time na yun. I'm sure if you're a researcher ng mga time na yun, you'd be happy to chance upon your thing.
I think yung iba siguro nasa YouTube pa ngayon, pero
Did AK ever look back dun sa mga videos mo to study his moves?
I think so. Kasi dun din naman siya interested eh. And I syempre yung dati, nung time na yon, I don't know, I was really telling everybody na makikinig sa akin na parang, this is the only way to do this. We have to have footage of everybody playing. Kasi ang problema dati, paano kami lalaki, konti lang kami naglalaro, paano natin papadamihin, mga ganyan. This is the only way to do it. You have to have footage out there. You have to have people actually watch it. Kasi dati, kwentuhan lang talaga. Ganito yung ginawa niyang combo. Minsan yung kinikwento pang combo, hindi naman totoo.
Yeah. Kasi, ganun naman nauuso dati yung mga...
Parang wrestling, binuhat ni,
yung mga urban legend.
Oo, yung mga ganun. Actually, totoo, ganun talaga. So, wala eh. Doesn't make sense. So, nung time na yun, yung tatay ni Iki, lagi ko sa biyahe, kakwentuhan ko yun. Sabi ko talaga, ito talaga, kailangan talaga ma-record natin lahat.
Yung parang di ba, yung, fan ka ba ng basketball?
Not really.
Not really. Pero alam mo yung guy that scored 100 points naman sa basketball.
83 yung nakita ko last
83
time.
recently. Tapos there was yung pinaka-high score was 100. Tapos walang record pala nun.
Oh, shucks. Pero eto, this is a good opportunity for a shoutout. Shoutout kay Ren Vitug because the only reason I know about basketball is because of him.
Si Boston Celtics guy yan. Okay, so anyways, you eventually became nag-cast ka eh. Alam ko nag-cast ka.
Yes.
So after no, nag-cast ka.
Eventually, Tekken yun. The next, so nag-organize ako ng mga tournaments, mga ganyan, di ba? Pero eventually, the place kasi na ginagawa namin yun would get shut down. Ay, hindi pala. So, it got shut down. Pero, before it got shut down, doon ko nakalala si Jobert.
Sa playbook ba to?
Hindi sa playbook. Sa Glorieta yun, iTech yung pangalan niya na lugar. Before si iTech kasi, diversified siya. May rentahan siya ng PlayStations. Nagbebenta siya ng parang si Data Blitz, mga games, mga ganun, di ba?
Alright.
So, ang strategy ko noon, I don't think, yun yung mga inadapt na ng mga bago ngayon sa mga console. So, sa arcade kasi, so, syempre, parang ako talaga, I was really thinking of how do I make this more, bigger communities, how do I make this work. Syempre, arcade kami lahat. Anong difference na arcade? Sa arcade, public property yung basically yung arcade. You just sit down, have your card down, pwede ka na maglaro. Walang hiya-hiya, di ba? Parang gano'n. Kasi may sarili kang token, pwede tayo maglaban, that's it. Di ba? Parang gano'n, pila ka lang. Sa mga... Nung pumapangit na kasi sa arcade, yung hindi na maganda yung buttons, mga ganyan, di ba? Eventually, hindi nila na may maintain eh. Yes, hindi nila na may maintain eh. And I think most of yung employees do not really understand the importance of making sure this equipment works properly. Diba? Kasi may nagtitiis yung iba eh. Siyempre gusto mo high level yung game mo, diba? So eventually, nung nawala yon, we had to move dun sa may iTech nga. So I had to find a place na parang, sige, hindi na tayo masaya dito. Saan tayo ngayon? So I found yung sa iTech nga, sa Glorieta din siya dati. So may mga rentahan siya ng PlayStations. So the problem with that model naman is, pag nagre-rent ka ng isa, sa'yo lang yun. Diba? Kung hindi kita kilala, mahihiya kang lumapit sa akin na pwede mamaya.
Naka-booth ba to? Parang ganun.
Well, tables lang siya dati.
Tables lang.
Table with monitor, mga ganun. Pero mahihiya ka mag-approach dun. Kahit naglalaro ka Street Fighter, kahit naglalaro ka, mahihiya ka lumapit sa akin eh. Di ba? Kasi, libre kita. Sabi ko to, ako magbabayad eh. Mahal pa dati. Mahal yun. So, ginawa ko, kinusap ko yung mga, mga empleyado dun, mga ate dun. Sabi ko, ate, pwede ko bang rentahan to? Tapos, 4 kami maglalaro. Okay lang, basta bayaran nyo lang, ganun. So, ginawa ko, sinabihan ko yung community ko. O ganito gawin natin. Lahat kayo, magbayad kayo ng 100. Tapos, magre-renta tayo, depende kung gaano karami yung tayo. So, kunyari, every 4 persons, magre-renta tayo ng isa. Pag naging 8 na siya, kukuha pa tayo ng isa pa. Basta magbayad lang kayo lahat ng 100. Ako nang bahala. Para mga ganun. So, ginawa, pero ganito gagawin natin. Palit talo. So, you get to choose kung saan ka maglalaro. Tapos, anong nangyari nun? Syempre, hindi nagkakayaan yung mga tao. Meron kami mga bago na ikilala.
Naging community siya.
Naging community siya. So, parang medyo napapalaki namin. Tapos, we had a stable schedule. Every Friday, basically, sinasara namin yung lugar. Kasi kinukuha namin lahat ng mga PlayStations nila. Tapos, people would come in. Ginawa ko pa, gumawa pa ako ng mga cards. Kasi yun yung entrance mo, basically. So, para... Yung arcade kasi naglalapag kami ng mga cards para alam mo yung pila.
Okay. Para ikaw next in queue.
Next in queue. Ganun. So, pag nagbayad ka ng 100, bibigyan kita ng card. So, bayad ka na for that day, yan yung gagamitin mo. Pag wala kang card, hindi ka pwede pumila. So, meaning, kay random persons cannot just sit down and play. Parang ganun. So, may build ko efficiency ng community namin eh.
Okay.
So, parang ganun. Tapos eventually, may mga nagpupunta doon.
And this is Street Fighter pa nun or Tekken or both?
Hindi, iba-iba na. Kung ano yung gusto mong, kunyari may pupunta mga Tekken, minsan Mortal Kombat, mga ganun. Pero you had to bring at least 4 persons.
Yeah. Alright.
Pero i-announce ko sa may community page namin na parang ganito, ito, magpapalaro sila, kung gusto yung magpunta. At least yun, by that time, public na siya.
What was the community called back then?
Pinoy versus. Yan. So, yun yung small community namin. So, nung medyo lumalaki na siya, yung mga, I think ESGS ba to o PGF? I think PGF eh. Yung
saan lugar?
Pinuntahan ako ni Jobert doon. Kasi community page kami, di ba?
Okay.
Si Jobert, nung time na yun, naghahanap siya ng mga games.
Okay.
So, pinuntahan niya ako. Nagpakilala siya sa akin. Sinabi niya sa akin na parang, ganito gawin natin. Ganito.
But if you ask someone from Pinoy versus, they would know. Kausapin mo si Jab.
Yeah. Ganun. Automatic. At saka, hanapin. Well, my name is there, pero you don't see my face. Hanapin mo lang. Sino nag-asikaso dito? Tsaka makikita mo talaga ako. Kasi nakaupo talaga ako sa computer. Ako yung nagre-record ng games. Talagang, you can't miss me. Parang ganun eh. So, parang ganun lang. Tapos pag may nagre-reklamo, ako rin nag-asikaso. Wala na. Tapos ang pinaka-goal ko lang nun, nung time na yun, is I want to create this community so I have footage for my page. Yeah. Parang ganun lang. So, yun. Tapos eventually, nakita ko ni Jobert, mga ganyan. Tapos, nung dumating na rin si Playbook, mga ganyan-ganyan. Kasi yung time na yun, I had to focus sa work. Mga ganyan. So, nag-move kasi ako ng responsibility eh. So, parang nung time na yun, sabi ko, I can't really focus on this so much.
Yeah.
Parang gano'n. Sakto, dumating yung sa may Playbook. Okay naman during that time. So, parang, sige, you do that. Pero nung nagka-time na ako, mobile gaming naman yung nagiging sikat.
Yeah.
So, nung time na yun...
mahabang taon yung... May taon yung gap na yun.
May taon din naman. Siguro mga 2 years.
Okay.
Para mga ganon. So, ang bumubuhat ng FGC nun, si Playbook. Mga ganon. So,
FGC
eventually...
Fridays and everything.
Yeah. So, eventually, lumalaki na yung mobile gaming naman.
Yeah.
So,
Mesa.
si Vainglory... Hindi, si Mesa, late pa yun. Kasi sa Brand Days na yun eh. So, si Vainglory naman, I used to do the same thing. So, sa kanila, nagpa-participate din ako, mga ganyan. Pero more of, lang din, sumasali-sali lang din ako, mga ganyan. So, kilala sa community. Tapos, I try to do the same thing. Videos, mga ganyan-ganyan. Tapos, syempre, hindi rin ako magaling doon. Pero eventually, yung Clash Royale, I think that was the only game na sineryoso ko talaga. Competitively.
Oh my God.
Yung time
pero
na yun.
nag-COC ka rin?
Hindi ako nag-COC. Ayoko nung gameplay ni COC eh. Ayoko nung hindi ako pwede matulog. Ayoko nang ganun
Okay.
Hindi ka kasi tataas talaga pag hindi ka nakatutok nito first, di ba?
Yeah.
Si Clash Royale kasi kahit pa paano, you get to play
Card
for a
game,
specific time eh. Yeah, card game, mga ganun. So, ginawa ko siya. Nilaro ko siya. Tapos, I know there are communities. Hindi ako sumasali ng mga, mga clans, mga ganyan-ganyan. Pero ang goal ko nun, I would be, yan kasi heavy siya sa pay to win eh. Mga ganun. As in, sobrang pay to win siya. So, ginawa ko sa kanya. I challenge myself. Sabi ko, I would be the first legendary player na local na F2P. So yun, kahit pa paano nakilala ko, mga ganun-ganun.
Nagsistream ka nun?
After nung medyo nakapenetrate na ako sa community.
Okay.
Para mga ganun. So, stream ako konti, mga ganun. Yung Vainglory, doon ako nag-cast. Baka doon mo ako nakita. That's the first game niya yata na kinas ko.
Okay. So, and then afterwards, when you are part of this community ng Clash Royale, alam ko napunta ka sa Mesa muna or no?
Yeah. So si Mesa kasi
Mobile Esports Association by the way.
Mobile Esports Arena yun.
Arena
so,
pala,
tournament na siya. Yun din yung gawa namin. Pero meron yung sa PH Alliance, yung MGM.
PH Alliance pa pala.
Yeah. Yun yung community na napasok ko.
Yeah. So, if para lang di mawala yung mga viewers natin dito, isipin nyo na lang siya na organization ng esports bago pa yung bigger leagues. Before MPL, before...
Yeah, sobrang liit lang talaga dati.
MSC, bago pa yon. Before Smart, yung mga plays, mga Smart Play, whatever. Lahat ng mga yun, meron munang PH Alliance, tapos Mesa, at mga sub-communities that eventually nakikita sila sa tinatawag nating ESGS or PGF, which is Electronic Sports
Gaming
Summit. Para sa convention. Yung talaga, Lodi convention talaga yun, guys. During its heyday, talaga, epic event yun. That's the place to be. Para siyang San Diego Comic Con. Ganun level siya. Tapos, all kinds of gamers will meet there. Fighting games man yan, mobile, PC, shooting, RPG, and casual gaming, lahat nandun. So, doon na nagkakilala. Tapos, Ang naaalala ko lang na moment sa ASGS na na-introduce is naghanap kasi kayo ng caster noon. Through Asian pa nga yun eh. Na,
Yeah.
sa mesa ba si Asian? Nga ba? Doon kayo, may booth kayo sa gilid kayo nun eh. May corner pala, not gilid. Nandun yung mga unang ML tournaments.
Yep.
Kung saan yung mga Aether, mga Brent.
Vainglory pa nun, sabay-sabay pa yun lahat. Sabay-sabay pa yun
Technically, ang biggest pa nun, Vainglory. Siya pa yung headline nun.
Yes.
Ang Vainglory ay isa sa mga pinakaunang mobile MOBA at ang nakakabaliw sa kanya is pindot siya, click siya, hindi siya joystick.
Yes, wala pa siya nun.
So kung isipin nyo, para pumunta ka sa isang lugar, pipindutin mo yun, doon siya pupunta. Parang ganun.
Kasi ang iniisip ng mga developers nun, yung Dota mechanic.
Data mechanics.
Diba? Walang joystick, talagang point and click mo lang. Yun yung iniisip nila nun.
Oo. Tapos meron pa nun yung, hindi pa ML yung biggest nun, meron pang AOV.
Hindi, meron pa before AOV.
Heroes Evolve.
Parang ganun. Oh.
Yung si Bruce Lee mismo yung gagamitin mo kasi naalala ko yun eh. So sabay-sabay ng mga time na yun. But of course, ang highlight nun sa community sa Pilipinas, Dota pa rin.
Yeah.
Yun yung that's esports pa rin ng time na yun. Yun yung pambansang esports mga time na yun. And then ang next ko ng encounter with you was Jab. Hindi na nga naghanap ko yung caster. Pero alam ko na kasama ka na dun sa Bren.
So, yung simultaneous yun eh. When we nung ginawa namin yung, basically, ginawa namin yung parang Bren Corporation. Si Bren Pro yun. So we have Bren Esports and then si Mesa as yung tournament lang na
tournament
department.
arm, ganun.
Yeah, ganun.
Okay, so yun. So, Bren was the biggest thing nung time na yun sa mundo ng ML. Kasi, they have a freaking tower, basically. Napakagandang facility.
I mean, ano naman parang I like it when people talk about it. Pero siguro kami, when we started kasi, ang pinaka-goal lang naman namin, or ako personally, when I get people to understand the buy-in of joining our company, is we really wanted to change how esports is done professionally in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure alam mo naman na siguro maybe you have an inkling of ako para sa akin before the Bren era days.
Yeah.
Before,
Yeah.
nobody knew what contracts were.
Exactly.
Maraming nasa scam, owners and players alike.
Tinatakbuhan.
Yeah, exactly.
Underpaid.
Yeah, underpaid. Minsan nga, walang bayad. Tapos pag may, alam mo yun, parang it goes both ways eh.
Yeah.
So ako, thinking about, again, what we can do better for the esports industry in the Philippines. Yun yung pinaka-goal ko noon.
Yeah.
Sabi ko dun siyempre sa co-founder ko, kay Bren, sabi ko sa kanya, this is something na we can do properly. Kasi, ang laki ng opportunity. Kasi, right and left, pagkausap mo yung mga athletes, hindi nga nila alam kung ano yung kontrata. Pinaka-nakakatawa narinig ko, pinapirma sila ng blank paper, dadagdag na lang daw yung...
Oo. That actually happened.
Yun nga. So, parang, sabi ko, we have to make this company addressing that situation. So, nung ginawa namin yung company na yun, especially when we got the athletes, tinuruan namin sila kung paano well, ang hirap because it's a culture shift na during that time di ba? So, I mean, yung it's easy to see the facility na meron kami, mga ganun-ganon. Pero I think those were tools to legitimize everything.
Yep.
Our main goal to do was, siyempre, wala naman makikinig sa'yo kung wala kang ganun eh.
Yeah.
Di ba? So,
and you did not only start with tournaments and teams. Meron din kayong streaming. Meron din kayong content creation ng mga time na yun. You have certain solutions to everything. I remember you had the talent agency, in fact, with your talents. Si Leo, na-invite kami doon for a podcast. Diba? Si Pompey, of course. Pompey Melody. Kasama niya, kawag niyo ba si Pompey? Kamusta si Pompey?
Right now, I think he's taking his time. I don't know.
Tsaka business pa. May business pala sila.
Siguro.
Ganun. So, shoutout sa'yo, Pompey. Sana nakikinig ka. I miss you. So, yun nga. And then, me and Manjin would go to your office to hang out. Dragon Ball. Nagdala tayo Dragon Ball. Ang angas nun kasi first time ay, hindi pa nga yun yung Torre.
Hindi pa yun. Yun yung sa
so,
may small
bago
office
pa dun sa
namin.
Torre, meron na silang isa pang maganda pang office.
Maliit lang yun eh.
Maliit pero in esports standard,
Yes,
maganda
yes,
na
yes,
yun.
yes.
May maganda yung table, merong alak na may whiskey. Tapos sabi ko sa amin, punta na kayo anytime, uminom lang kayo dyan. Gaganin lang kami. So parang, I think it's cool. Of course, the heydays nung mga time na yun. Naging manager, naging co-founder, I guess is the term. And then, syempre, bukod sa co-founder, nagmamanage ka din ng team mo and that. And then, I think from then on, you started to have more jobs na nung mga time na yun. At nag-grow na nag-promote and promote more tasks. But essentially, we can put it as manager ka for the longest time. Ayan. Yeah. So, yan ang trajectory ng career ni Boss Job. And this relates to this is the first question of this podcast, but it took so much. But first question is, you talked when you started Brain and when you started your own thing, meron kang problema na gusto mong isolve. And I've talked to a lot of guys like you na visionaries. Even when you ask Ronald Robbins, when you ask Marlon Marcelo when they started, even si Trike.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, 'di ba si Trike ganun. When these visionaries, kung kahit ano yung naging end nung kanilang mga tinry na gawin, they all started with, there is a problem, I wanted to solve it. Is it true with you no mga time na, is that how you feel your career started and that's why you put yourself in esports?
Yeah. Actually, first off, siguro siyempre lahat naman tayo, especially ako nung bata ako, family computer lang ng time namin. Nung time na yon, I was very fortunate that I had a parent that understood na these are not bad things. There are opportunities in all of these, even if they don't understand it. So, dun pa lang, family computer pa lang, I already had an understanding na parang somebody's making money out of this.
Yeah.
Diba? So, I want to be part of this because I really like doing this. Diba? So, syempre, the only way to be part of something is to put in value eh.
Yeah.
And the only way to put value into something is to address something. Diba? So, syempre, ako lagi kong, kunyari, katulad nung nag-start ako with my community sa arcades.
Yeah.
Nakita ko, parang there's an opportunity of putting footage out or building a community. That's, parang mga ganun. Kasi the only way to be valuable to something is to add value.
Add value.
Yeah.
And one of the ways to add value is to solve a existing problem.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. And this is a great segue to the second question kasi nung in-invite kita mag-podcast, ang pinaka nag-spark talaga nun is when you made your page, Boss Job. At ang cool doon kasi is you were answering the FAQs ng mga tao basically. And then you're creating content na information. But also, ayun nga, hindi mo siya, feeling ko kasi, hindi mo siya, you're that kind of guy na hindi magsisimula ng isang bagay para lang sumikat eh. I don't think that's how you wanted. I don't think that you wanted that page to be, a million followers and eventually be a streamer.
That's never the intention.
So,
actually, buti nga binanggit mo yun eh. Kasi maraming mga content creator na nagsasabi sa akin na gawin mo to para mas marami kang followers, mga ganyan-ganyan. Or yung mga ganun stuff. Pero syempre, that's the intention is appreciated.
Yeah.
Diba? That's usually naman the course of being a person on Facebook.
Yeah.
Diba? Yung mga ganun, when you put out content. For a lot of people, the goal is to have a lot of followers.
Yeah.
Pero para sa akin kasi, I don't really need 1 million followers if those 1 million followers do not get any actual value from the content I put out.
Yeah.
So, I think like yours, hindi mo naman ina-expect na ang makikinig sa'yo batang nakikipag-away lang sa Facebook, di ba?
Yeah.
Ang makikinig sa'yo dito is actual persons that want to learn from your guests or you, mga ganun, di ba?
100%, yes.
It doesn't matter kung 1 million sila or 10 million sila kung majority nila hindi naman yun yung target market mo. So for me, parang ganun din. Parang, I want to put out a lot more content because I think there are a lot more things that can be of value to somebody. Yeah. I mean, minsan nga, sa totoo lang, na-experience ko na yung nasa may mall ka lang, biglang may lalapit lang sa'yo. Which is weird for me kasi it doesn't really happen for me kasi syempre bakit ako eh. Parang pwede magpa-picture, parang bakit? Parang niloko mo ba ako? How do you know me?
Yeah.
Ay, pina-follow ko yung page mo na marami ako natutunan. Uy, nice yun Parang, that's, kahit mag-isa lang siya, kahit 10 lang sila, kahit less than 1,000 siya. Pero, if those people are going to my page just to learn something, not to be entertained. Kasi, entertainment is not really my forte. Kaya nga ako nasa backend kasi I'm not really that entertaining. Di ba?
Yeah. So, in relation to that, kasi 'di ba sinabi natin problem solve, parang may existing na problem nag-present na solution sa mga taong visionaries essentially. When you started this page, tingin mo ba may problema ang PH esports scene at yung mga fans? At kung meron, ano yun? What did you initially set out to answer?
So, I think one of the things na kung mapupunta mo yung page ko kasi it's yung style of the explainers are very casual. Kasi the people that I want to hit are not the ones like you and me or the people that are already in esports, di ba?
Pwede naman tayo message ng diretso.
Hindi, because sabihin, ayaw ko kasi yung kasi kung mapapansin mo yung content ko, boring siya for people like us.
Okay.
Kasi pag nabasa mo yung mga nandyan, alam mo na yun Diba? So, nung iniisip ko yung kung paano ko gagawin to, ipapresent tong information na to, lahat yan. Because these are things na alam na natin lahat. So, parang iniisip ko, paano ko to kung i-explain ng bata sa nanay niya? Para mga ganon. How is it going to be inviting for people that are interested on how things are running in esports, kung paano ba gumagana ng esports industry? How do I put them over the line na minsan kasi may interested, may tanong lang sila.
Yeah.
Pero how do we get them to stick and actually understand the information? So yung mga nilalagay ko dyan are yung casual cartoony, tapos I explain it in a more casual way, mga ganyan.
So, for,
yung nakita mo yata yung mga So, one of the things na ina-address ko ngayon. Yan, yung mga
guys,
ganyan.
Teka lang, kita nyo ba to? Ayan this is, parang feature na to ng ito. Most tournaments don't have budget for writers. Ayan.
Yeah, parang ganyan.
So you need to be familiar. Parang ganyan. So mga basically explainers in image form. Pero hindi lang yan. Nagbibigay ka rin ng mga balita na mga kahit mga minor updates on nasang convention ka ngayon. What's happening in the esports industry. So so is there a problem of misinformation or lack of information now for the people na sinasabi mo yung mga bata na hindi
I think hindi naman siya misinformation
Yeah.
Siguro for me it's preconceived notions. Diba? So parang esports first and foremost like conventional sports, glamorous siya pag tinignan mo siya. Because it's supposed to be packaged that way. Like basketball, mga ganyan, diba? Tennis, yung mga conventional sports talaga that are made to engage fans. It's all glamorous. And ang saya ng buhay nila kung titignan mo sila. Pero, so lahat ng tao may preconceived notion na sila. So, bata ka, nakita mo let's say, yung idol mo, si Carl TC. Shoutout, bumili siya ng kotse ngayon.
Okay.
So,
sunod no? Nag-propose, bahay at lupa, sabay sports car yung pula.
Yun, hindi nga pala kotse, sorry. Hindi pala kotse, sports car.
Oo.
So, those are the things they see.
Yeah.
Pero they don't understand how it gets there. Di ba? So, yun yung tingin kong preconceived notion na I want to feel.
Yeah.
Kasi, syempre, bata ka, idol mo si Carl. Paano ka mapupunta kay Carl? How do I do that?
Yeah.
So, yun yung gusto kong i-address na parang, kung gusto mo talaga yan, these are the steps that you can take to do that. Parang ganun.
One of the most striking content that you've put out, and I think you've talked about it more than once, is about the fact that there are careers in esports, but it will not be easy. In fact, more than most, kasi madali nga tayo silaw dun sa mga na-achieve ng mga players or doggy na may future secured or the streamers that post with their sports cars, their big cars, mga luxury, mga paldo, mga ganun. Ang daling mapunta doon. Even mga casters na nadamay, sinasabi, paldo daw kami, if you only knew. But the point, I guess the question here is, nakarelate ka ba doon sa mga pinagdaanan mo as you started in esports na hindi guys, medyo wala kang pera sa una dito.
Yes, of course. Eventually.
So yeah. Tell me about that aspect of esports.
Siguro sa akin I'm also lucky that I was surrounded by people that have supported me. And I'm lucky enough na I understood, syempre parang I have my own 9 to 5. I'm very lucky that I was able to sustain my passion through it. Which I'm sure, given the chance for other people, mas maraming magaling sa akin. As in, sobra. I'm sure mas maraming magaling sa akin with the jobs that I'm doing. It's just that during the time that I had the opportunity to do all of this, I had the resources to back me up. Kasi I'm sure maraming tao rito na magaling sila mag-podcast, but they had to choose between worst case scenario, feeding my family or doing this. Of course, you would do, di ba, feed your family. Ganun lang naman talaga yun eh. So, I was also very lucky to do that. Well, one more thing. This is a good opportunity to give a proper shout-out. Yung wife ko, when I was doing all of this passion aside, before I was founding Bren Esports, I had the opportunity, I had the ideas, I talked to my wife. Kasi dalawa kami nagtatrabaho nun. Di ba? So, I told her that parang, ganito mangyari, I'm going to take a very big risk. I will resign from my work, which is a very stable work. The pay was good. Pero I felt like I had an opportunity to do something more with what I had. And I think I was also very lucky, or siguro mayabang na lang sabihin natin, I had the thought of those jobs will exist when I need it. Di ba? Like, sige, pasukin ko to. Sabihin natin, hindi nag-work. Di ba? Wala akong kikitain, bubuhay. As in, joke sa joke. Usapan namin ng asawa ko, bubuhayin niya ako. 2 years. Wala akong pera. Or at least may naipon ako. Pag naubos to, buhayin mo muna ako kung everything goes or ano. Pero kahit pa paano swerte naman eh. So I think that's Pero again, I went through all of these na umuwi rin ako ng 3 a.m. kasi yung event or tournament hindi natapos kaagad. Pag uwi mo, wala kang bayad. Yung mga ganun, di ba? So, I mean, those are the things naman na pinagdaanan sa esports na I'm pretty sure yung generation ngayon do not appreciate that they have a little bit more clarity kung paano yung value na mapupunta sa kanila.
Do we have to go through that though? Parang, sabihin natin sa ngayon, sa generation ngayon, I don't know kung ano yung opinion mo about it. Kasi bilang shoutcaster, sure ako na napakarami kong natutunan doon sa mga gutom days. Doon sa mga 150 pesos per series kind of days. Doon sa mga pakain lang sa Jollibee pakain ang rewards mo kind of days. It taught me resilience. Pero nung mga time na yun, naisip ko, okay lang. Hindi talaga siya problema sa akin. Nung mga time. When it was happening, when the hardships were happening, in your head, hindi mo nga iniisip yung future eh. You just love what you're doing. So nandun ka. At the same time, you were learning. Ang napansin ko kasi din sa akin personally is, nung mas nagkakaroon na ng mga nung kita, doon ka parang nagiging mas maarte and everything. But, you deserve it. That's what you tell yourself. Now, fast forward to now, when there are new casters, I feel like may kulang sa kanila dahil hindi nila na-experience yung ganun klase. But at the same time, you don't want to wish that on them.
Yeah, of course.
But, is it true that hard times make tough people? And if so, kailangan mo ba talagang pagdaanan ang hirap?
Okay. So, 2 parts kasi yung question eh. So, I think the 2 answers then. So, 1, do you really have to go through hardships to be good? Of course. Kailangan mo mahirapan so that you find a ways to be better at doing things. Diba? Yun lang naman eh. There's no other way. Even in school, you have to learn the hard, things so that you can do better in school. Normal na yan. Yung opinion ko naman with the other question about do they really have to go through the hardships? I would say na they don't have to go through the hardships that we went through.
Okay.
Because it would invalidate yung pinagdaanan natin eh. It would invalidate it. Why? We went through all of those hardships so that we can make it better. Di ba? So, kunyari katulad ko, parang the things that I've done, di ba? I hope nobody goes through that.
Same.
Di ba? Parang ganun.
Same.
So para, and I think, our hardships are our own hardships.
Okay.
Di ba? So, pinagdaanan natin to, mahirap to. Pero, hopefully, ma-validate ko yung pinagdaanan ko because the industry has moved forward because of the hardships that we went through.
Yeah.
Di ba? Yun eh. Pero in terms of hardships, they have to have their own hardships.
Yun.
So that the industry can also move forward using them.
Yeah.
May bago na namang hardships yan. For sure, meron na naman silang bagong pagdaanan.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang yun lang yung ano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way that I see it is parang yun nga, bukod sa they have their own types of hardships, malaking bagay na rin na sana may natutunan man lang sila dun sa atin.
Of course,
So,
of course.
which also means
sayang
that
naman oras natin. Pinaghirapan na natin.
I also feel like I think stories need to be told, Boss Jab.
Yeah,
man.
of
Kasi
course.
hindi naman sa nagpapaawa tayo or parang gusto ko lang magkwento or gusto ko lang magpa-cool or whatever. But I feel like they have to not go through nga yung napagdaan. Hopefully of course. But yeah, it's cool. Anyways, so yun yung mga parang gusto mo ma-achieve with your page. So do follow yung Boss Job PH kasi may Boss Job na Boss Job PH.
Yun yata, Boss Job. Alam ko Boss Job na lang siya. Wala na yatang PH.
Meron
pala. May PH pala ako. May PH ako. Pero one of the things na siguro ngayon ang medyo struggle with with the content I'm putting out.
Boss Job PH.
Yeah. So medyo nandun ako sa may situation na I'm getting overwhelmed with all of the stuff that I want to do. Kasi sobrang dami kong mga back-end stuff ngayon na gustong gawin. Yeah. And a lot more responsibilities coming in, mga ganyan. Siguro, for this year, I'm trying to create or commit to more consistent content. So that's what I'm working on right now. Siguro, kung makita niyo yung page ngayon, it's not really a lot. Pero again, I would want people that go to the page that actually learn from me.
Yeah.
So, I feel na parang dahil sinimulan ko na yan, it's also upon me to be committed in doing it. Parang ganun, di ba? So, hopefully, when I start putting out content again, it's consistent. So, parang ngayon, nagko-commit ako dun. And yun yung binibuild ko.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully, masimulan mo na yung Boss Jab. Ang lagi ko sinasabi dyan, gawin nyo na lang para ano.
Actually,
Kasi that's what I told with myself sa podcast din. Pero muna, parang ginawa ko sa podcasting and you can hear this story din naman sa podcast ko with Nai. So parang lang yun gawin mo lang, don't wait for it to be perfect, just do it. Pero nagbigay ako ng minimum. Parang sabi ko, before I start my podcast, sana makuha ko yung, pinag-ipunan ko talaga yung mixer. yung
may standards ka rin naman.
Pero yung bare minimum, I guess, to make it comfortable for you. So ngayon kasi, one-man team, so I also edit my stuff. That will be a challenge for you as well. And I know
I'm thankful naman ako na I have friends that help me.
The friends. All right. So let's move on to the MLBB Esports part, which is yun sa Bren. I guess meron dalawang milestones or three important milestones, I would say, for Bren. First is when it started. Ang pagsimula ng Bren, kung napag-acquire ninyo sa Aether, align din ba yun sa actual unang start ng Bren?
No. Actually, we started way back.
Way back. All right.
The first ever team na seryoso kami is Clash Royale.
Clash Royale.
We would go out to different countries, stay there for 3 months. Yung mga players namin, we had to find, yung classic, we had to find lodging for them, stay there for 3 months kasi may league silang inattendan, mga ganun. So,
it was Bren also, like si Bren mismo. Ano din siya, mobile gaming?
Yeah, he's a very, he really liked playing Clash Royale.
Yeah, and also alam ko Hearthstone yung favorite niya.
Yeah, Hearthstone.
Diba? So, mga ganun. So, you have that. That's why I also have Pompey. I guess the first milestone yung entry nyo sa Mobile Legends space is nung nagkaroon ng franchise-based league before outside of MPL, which was the Nationals. Kaya kayo nag-acquire. So that was Bren, ePro, parang ganun.
Yeah.
You know, Boss Jab, sa paningin ko na isang simpleng mamamayan ng esports sa mga time na yun, I thought that the Nationals is a very expensive venture.
It is. It is.
Hindi ba kayo natakot? What was the general idea? Parang, ano ba, ang tingin nyo ba doon, is it more of a risk or more of like, hindi, alam ko, mag-work to eh?
Everything's a risk naman eh.
Yeah.
I mean, when going into things like this, there's always a risk. I'm just very lucky that, syempre, co-founder ko, si Bren, was very supportive about it. And he's also a visionary in a sense pagdating sa mga ganyan eh. He knew it was gonna be something, so all in naman siya.
Yeah.
And I get most of my direction from him naman pagdating sa mga where we would expand to, mga ganyan. Kasi syempre ako parang I'm more of how to make things work rather than where to use our resources.
Okay.
So siya, okay, may resources tayo. Lagay mo rito. Tapos biglang, ako, paano natin papaganahin to? Sige, ako na.
Okay.
Parang ganun.
Oh my God, alright. And then the first hires, I would assume siguro sila Jeff, sila Mitch.
Yeah.
Yun ang mga OGs.
Yeah. Actually, syempre sila Ishan, mga ganyan.
Yan. I mean sa ML.
Sa ML, Jeff, actually si Jeff, alam mo, kausapin mo rin siya. He has a very good story to tell.
Matagal
especially
ko
sa
na
ML.
hunting yan, boss.
Magaling
Magaling umiiwas eh.
Pero ano yan, he has really good stories to tell. Lalo sa amin dalawa.
Yeah.
Kasi nung nakilala ko siya, he was more of a community guy din. Parang katulad ko lang din. He would join mga stuff, mga tournaments, mga ganyan-ganyan. Pero he had his 9 to 5 din. Siyempre may trabaho din siya.
Most of you had your own.
Yeah. So nung time na yun, I saw him na I saw potential naman kahit papaano. I mean,
kahit papaano.
kasi nung time na yun sobrang gulo talaga. There were a lot of other, syempre may mga ibang personalities that would want to be better than you. Ganun naman talaga eh. There's politics naman going around.
Yeah.
So si Jeff, isa siya sa mga personal hires ko talaga. So isa siya sa mga first few persons na talagang kinausap ko because hindi kasi ako yung I mean, esports is a risk. So if I'm going to ask you to leave your job, I have to tell you the risk. 'Di ba? Hindi yung parang yung uso kasi ngayon may application lang, bala ka na kung gusto mo pumasok. Hindi ko na responsibilidad kung magbago buhay mo or masira dahil sa esports, 'di ba? Parang ganoon.
Yeah.
Pero syempre during that time, I understood na parang ito, I have an opportunity. Meron pa kasing ibang mga personalities sa paligid namin.
Yeah, of course.
Na are trying to do something.
Yeah.
Mga ganon. Siyempre, to get mga ganon attention. And ultimately, resources din, mga ganon. So I talked to him. Talagang naalala ko na sa may circuit pa yata kami nun. Doon kami, naka-Starbucks kami. Dalawa kami nag-usap. Sabi ko sa kanya, I have an opportunity. This is what I need. Ganun. As in talaga, sinabi ko sa kanya totoo, kung gusto mo, it's good, pero ito yung expectation ko, trabaho mo. Alam mo, actually, yung trabaho ni Jeff, sa amin talaga, taga-ayos lang yung sa office na naalala mo maliit. Taga-ayos lang siya doon. He just has to make sure na malinis yung lugar namin.
Parang bootcamp manager.
Parang ganun. Yeah. So, talagang nun. Pero, syempre ako naman, I don't leave you to the position you're in lang. So, nung time na, kasi alam ko magaling siya when it comes to the community, magaling ganon. So, when I started expanding yung team namin, even yung sa Clash Royale namin, kilala niya yung mga players na yun. So, when we started expanding, kaya mo ba to? Mga ganyan yan. Eventually, he moved up. Ganon talaga. Yeah. Kasi, talaga, grabe yun.
From ground up, from the ground up siya.
Literal.
Yeah. And so,
tapos nakakatawa nun. Day 1 talaga nung hindi, bukas hindi na ako papasok. Hindi ko alam kung paano siya nag-resign, pero I would may assume na exciting. May day job siya.
So si Boss Bengs, I'm sure na namanggit yan, and maybe the OGs know of him. Nag-manager siya ng Bren. Manager siya nung M2 ba?
Manager
siya nung M2 hanggang MSC of 2020.
Basta lahat yun.
Hanggang ngayon ba manager si Boss Bengs? Ayun pala. So, never mind. Hanggang ngayon pala manager siya. Of course, madami ng iterations, but the second milestone of Bren at kayo mga mga evil genius kayo ng mga time na to. Nabuo ang C-Ball national team, which you are a part of as well. But afterwards, most of the people na nandun sa Sibol ay nagkatitigan. Hindi ganito yung nangyari, by the way. Imagine ko lang. Tapos nakita nila, ang galing natin. Gana tayo. And they mutually said, okay, what if tayo magsama? Hindi ganun yung nangyari Pero in my head, sa lore ko, ganun siya. But kidding aside, nabuo tong super team at first. And it wasn't successful.
Yung 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Well, technically 2020 na nagsimula kasi parang January talaga.
Yeah.
It was successful ng season 5 but then season 6 happened and kinuha niyo si Flap. This was the start of that dynasty dun sa Bren. You became the champions afterwards. Talk to me about how difficult that must be kasi noong mga time na yun, hindi pa lahat ay may contracts as you mentioned. Diba?
Yeah.
Imagine mo season 6.
Pero when you play for us, automatic contract day 1.
So talk to me how that if you can still recall paano nabuo yung team na yun.
Yung
S6.
Yung sila Ribo yan, sila Flap.
Ribo, ano mo na yun? Ribo, Coco, Carl. Carl kasi SG din ng time na yun Tapos si Few din, di ba? Napunta sa inyo.
So, nung time na yan, yung sa Ether kasi parang syempre iba na yung performance nila during that time, ganun. So we had to make adjustments Ganun lang naman. So I think ang mahirap lang during that time and I would remember talaga nung time na yun, these are the things na I would do personally. Kasi may time talaga nung si Jeff would be the manager, mga ganyan-ganyan, pero I would sit down with him and the athlete na kailangan kausapin na wala
front-facing, you mean, ganun?
Professional to. Parang I would show si Jeff na parang this is how you actually do it.
Okay.
Kasi there's no other way around it. Kasi nung time na yun, yung sabi ko these are yung Tropahan Esports.
Oh, Tropahan Esports pa nun hanggang until season 6. Yes.
Yeah, kasi ang nangyayari nun, they don't really care about how to win as long as kasama ko yung tropa ko.
Yeah.
The only way na mapapasok kita sa may team ko is kung isasama ko. May buy one, take one nung time na yun Those are the things na kailangan namin i-navigate And at the same time, pag may tatanggalin kami, buy one, take one din yung tanggalan. Mga ganun. So yun yung mga ninanavigate namin. So I think yun yung mga challenges. Thankfully naman, I think, we explained everything na professionally enough na the players that stayed that have been successful understood kung anong kailangan namin gawin.
Yeah.
Yun.
And then of course the success that followed, you're the first sabihin na nating victim sa Champions Cup.
Oo.
So what happened there from there?
Well, the classic lang naman. That classic team na they think na I think na during that time that was the peak kasi. There's no other tournament after that. And I think nung time na yun, matagal na rin kasi sila magkakasama di ba?
Okay.
So everybody had yan yung thing na tinuturo ko rin when it comes to esports athletes Yung kunyari tayong 5 magkakasama tayo right now.
Yeah.
The first thing you have to understand if you want to make it big is hindi lahat yan pare-pareho ng commitments. Yun yung mga tinuturo namin dati na masama na mas masama because this is culture changing. Thankfully, right now, ganun na yung culture. Diba? Kasi we had to make difficult decisions. And, kunyari, segue lang ako. Yung sa contracts, it was very difficult. Kasi, ang sa amin madali. Because contracts are very easy. Contracts are very easy to be honest. Madali lang talaga siya. The problem is when somebody else, syempre ang goal ko is not only for our team. Kasi kung kami lang yung nagko-contract, it's also a problem for me. Because other teams will not respect my contract kung hindi nila naiintindihan.
Okay.
Diba?
Yeah.
So, Wild Wild West pa nun. So, parang Wild Wild West, pero ikaw lang yung matino. So, basically, lugi ka. Kasi you're following the rules, other people are not following the rules.
Okay.
So, ewan ko, I think during that time, maraming galit sa amin Because sabi ko kay Jeff, ganito yung mangyari. Sabihin ko na sa'yo ngayon pa lang. When we start doing the contracts properly, ganito yung mangyari. The teams will get angry at us. Because they would want to stick with the old ways of doing it. Walang contract na maayos, ganun. So, sabi ko sa kanya, para mag-move on tayo lahat, kailangan ganito yung mangyari. Pag may player ka na gusto, walang contract, kunin mo. Ganun. Blatant. Kung feeling mo makakatulong siya sa atin, tanungin mo kung may contract. Kung wala siya makisa, kunin mo. Ngayon, kung magagalit yung manager, adi, bahala na siya kung anong gusto niya gawin. Parang ganun. So, I mean, yun yung mga scenarios dati during that time. Pero, nobody got angry enough because they can't really do anything about it. Diba?
Ano lang, bosset lang sila pero
yes,
sila
pero
gagawa.
ang sa akin lang is the effect would be you would learn your lesson.
Yeah, I guess.
Diba? And then make adjustments. So, I think dun naman namin nakuha yung goodwill from everybody else. Because
eventually,
specifically, sinasabi ko kay Jeff, when somebody asks for help on how to do things, wala akong pakialam kung competitor team siya or sa ibang team siya. If somebody asks for help or ask a question kung paano ginagawa ito na maayos, you can tell them.
I see.
As in. Diba? So, kunyari kayo, I don't know, pag may experience kayo sa akin, diba? When you ask me something, I will answer you. Diba? Hindi kami yung, sabi ko, dati naalala ko kasi, paano ito malalaman nito? Kailangan nila malaman yan. Hindi tayo takot na malaman nila yung tamang way to do it.
Secrets.
Pero, wag mo rin silang i-baby. Diba? You tell them na parang, ito yung kailangan mong gawin, pero you have to do it.
Yeah.
Huwag mo naman silang bigyan ng isang buong kontrata tapos kaka-copy-paste na lang nila, di ba? Parang ganon. So, parang ganon. So, I think, kaya rin walang masyadong backlash in terms of us pagdating sa mga ganon is because pagka may ganon situation, sige, everybody around you knows na pag nagtanong ka kay Jeff, he will give you a good answer so that you can move forward also. Kahit na meron kang bad experience, mga ganyan. Hindi kami takot sa ganon eh.
Yeah. When that super team from Bren was formed, season 5 nga yun, kasi ang original na Bren nun ay nagsastruggle na. Tapos yung parang base Sunsparks pa nun. Tapos nung nagkaroon yung The Nationals after ng championship ng yung The Nationals na sinalihan ng Bren, nung unang-una, sila yung dominant. Kalaban nila was Mega ba yun? SGD. Basta ganun.
I think si...
SGD, Sterling Global. Ayun. Parang ganun. So parang yun yung rivalry. Tapos humina yung Bren, which was naagulat kasi parang, ano to? Ito yung pinakamalakas sa team. Bakit ganito? And everything. Tapos parang Sunsparks yung payagpag. But then, changes had to be made. Now the super team was built. It became a champion. Nagkaroon ng championship curse. Tuloy-tuloy. And dumating sa point that unimaginable na talagang naging lost ang Bren Esports. You were not making it to the playoffs even with the players that you have. You experimented. It took so much time up until dumating na sa punto na ang decision na ng Bren ay trust the process. Hence, dumating ang Kyle TZ lineup. That is the epitome of trust the process. How did you guys envision this? And I guess another question is, paano mo ine-explain sa mga nakatataas, sa mga board of directors ng Bren na, teka lang, kapit lang kayo dyan. We're gonna make this happen.
I think naman generally, I would always say na si Bren is a very optimistic person.
Okay.
And I think he also understands that these are human beings that have their own priorities, that have their own goals, that have their own personalities.
Yeah.
Diba? Pero the thing that he would ask from me is, what's the plan?
Yeah.
How do we do this for the future? Mga ganun, because this is not sustainable for our brand kung talo tayo. Because the branding is, we win. That's it. Diba? Yun naman talaga main goal for an esports team. So, one of the things na actually I viewed it as a good opportunity, learning opportunity for everybody around me, my management team, my coaching staff, mga ganyan. So the way yung problem na ina-address ko during that time is yung kwento ko sa'yo na the buy one take one, the tropas, mga ganyan. Meron pang politics na I think you know about, mas malakas ang player kesa sa coach. Because yung time na yon, players would get removed, the coaches would get removed because of the players. Diba? Even managers, takot sila sa players kasi maraming teams would practice na tatanggalin yung manager because ayaw ng player, mga ganun-ganon.
Yeah.
Pero sabi ko, I think I built enough of a reputation in my company and the people around me with my team na I would look at it objectively. Diba? This is merit-based, mga ganyan. So, marami kasing players nung time na yun, I think they thought na parang pag nagkaroon sila ng inkling na parang it's politics eh. So, complicated siya. So, may times na pag hindi maganda performance nila, they would whine, kahit kasalanan nila, sabihin na lang natin, because they don't do what they need to do. Like practice properly, sleep properly, mga ganun-ganon. The only, kids din to eh. So the only way out for them is to blame somebody else. Diba? They would usually blame the managers or the coaches.
Yeah.
So ano ginagawa ng mga ibang teams? Tinatanggal nila yung coaches. Diba? Kasi I have a superstar, mga ganun-ganon. Diba?
Yeah.
Yun yung laging, kahit pa paano, pinagtatalunan namin ni Jeff dati. Pero I would tell him na, kasi ibang layer pa ulit yung mga fans eh. Diba? Ibang layer pa ulit yun.
Tama.
Pero ako, sabi ko, hindi na to gagana kung ganito tayo lagi. And it's something that I have been trying to discuss with them for a very long time na expecting nyo to, mangyayari to. And we have to make the hard decisions. Because we are the managers.
Yeah.
We are, we have to make sure to make it work for the people that want to make it work. Meaning, yung buong 5 team mo, hindi naman yung 5 yung gusto magpariwaray.
Okay.
Diba? Meron kang 3 or worst case 2, mga ganun-ganun na are putting in the work. Paano sila?
Okay.
It doesn't really matter kung kunyari superstar yung 2 pero sila yung problema mo. Paano yung 2 bago? They really want to work hard. Diba? Parang ganun.
Okay.
So, my assurance for them is do what you need to do. I don't care about the fans, kung ano sasabihin nila, because this is an internal thing and sila rin naman yung magiging masaya pag nanalo na tayo eh. My assurance to you is just do your work properly. Whatever the athletes say, I would take it objectively. Pero if it doesn't reflect kung reklamo na it doesn't reflect the truth kung ano man yung performance mo, you're just doing your job. Kasi minsan ganun na yun eh, di ba? Pag naramdaman na nung athlete na tatanggalin na siya, maghanap muna siya na tatanggalin niya para, di ba, tanggalan yun eh. Parang ganun eh. Pero my responsibility there is to be the objective person. Di ba? It doesn't matter kung you're the celebrity superstar player in my team if you do not do the work.
Yeah.
Di ba? So, it doesn't serve our purpose of winning. Kawawa naman yung iba eh. Parang ganon. So, siyempre sila daki nun, during that time, hard decisions din sila eh.
Does this include like yung pag-let go kay Carl Tizzy?
Yeah, that's also part of it eh. Siyempre parang we had to, ang task ko sa kanila is just look for honestly for yourself kung ano yung nag-work tsaka hindi nag-work right now. Because we have been banking on baka, potential, mga ganon. These are not backed by actual data and performance, mga ganyan. Feelings lang talaga lahat yun eh, di ba? Okay. Pero may times kasi na parang there are specific scenarios na sinasabi ko na pag ako na-involved na, ibig sabihin hindi nyo na nakokontrol yung team. So dapat, dun pa lang alam nyo na kung ano yung problema.
Yeah.
Pero ako, laging give them a chance to do this. Diba?
That's curious though kasi you mentioned nung mga una kay Boss Bings that you were hands-on and this was what season 1, 2, 3 seasons 2, 3, 4 with you.
Hindi, Clash Royale days pa lang yun.
Clash Royale days
mga ganun na rin kami. Oh.
And then when did you start to see na parang okay, step back a little bit, dun muna ako sa sa mga ibang stuff the higher parang nakalimutan ko higher degree of problems na yung dinidil mo na mga time na yun. So,
yung mga ML days na. Pero syempre, that's also a different animal, I would say.
Yeah.
Because yung gravity ng fans, mandun na, community, ang dami na eh. Sa Clash Royale kasi very quiet kasi sikat naman yung Clash Royale, pero it's not as community ganun karami yung fans niya compared to the MLBB community.
To be fair, Clash Royale is a one-on. Yeah, it's a team game pero I mean eventually down the line one-on-one yan. So medyo mas madaling yung accountability nun eh. Parang this guy's not pulling his weight, you can easily just manage him. But
so marami talagang ganun eh.
Yeah.
So nung times na yun, syempre he had all of si Jeff matalino talaga si Jeff pagdating sa ganun. So he understood what he needed to do.
Yeah.
And nung sa may ML, syempre different naman ulit yung problems eh.
Yeah, for sure.
Diba? So parang hinandle niya when I needed to be there, I would be there kung kailangan. Kasi syempre iba na talaga eh. Pero the main purpose nung time, especially nung slump kami, is we have to be very honest na lang kung ano ba talaga.
Very honest to
ourselves and to the athletes kung sino ba
Okay.
talaga yung gusto magtrabaho during
Okay.
that time and who are not willing to go through this. Diba?
There are so many hard decisions, Mark. Then why is it that it was Carl Tizzy that was let go instead of, let's say, si Fiu o kaya si Ducky even? Like,
Yeah.
why, parang ganun, like, una sa lahat, what made you believe in the Ducky philosophy? Kasi dumating siya, yung pinakamalapit na kwento na parang meron ang offer sa kanya ay, ano yun? Induction cooker.
Na hindi naman nabigay.
Na hindi na naibigay, but of course he had a wonderful career sa Evos, both sa naging M1 champs. Paldo naman si Ducky. And why would he go back to the Philippines? And what did you see in him? Sino ba nag-veto sa kanya dito? And eventually, why did you enroll in the Ducky philosophy?
I think for me, credit about Ducky does not go to me. I was very fortunate enough to have Jeff, si Ralph din, si
Leathergoods.
Coach Leathergoods, to be there to make those kinds of decisions for me. So ako, I understood naman na parang this is, I don't make all of the decisions.
Okay.
I try to learn from people around me that are better than me. So my
Okay.
first rule, especially for until now, I would try to surround myself with people that are better than me. Those are the things that I need. Kasi I'm not really good at everything. Hindi talaga. So I was very lucky that we had si Coach Leathergoods, si Jeff, and si Ducky, mga ganyan. Pero sila yung nag-decide kay Ducky, hindi ako.
Okay.
The only thing that they had to do was convince me to kunin na si Ducky.
Yeah.
And I think yung tama ka, the one of the concerns was nung time na yun naalala ko yun ni Jeff, parang interested daw to. So si Jeff naman parang di naman totoo yun kasi ganito yung sweldo yun, maniwala ako ba dyan? Kasi sinasabi ko sa kanya outright na parang ito lang yung pera natin.
Yeah.
We don't, I mean, a lot of people know who Bren is.
Yeah.
Pero most of the time, a lot of people abuse him because mabait talaga siya. Diba? Pero ako, I would look at this at hindi. Dapat we have to make sense of this.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang ganon. So, for us to be successful also. Parang ganon. So, sila Jeff, sinasabi nila parang, hindi yan papayag. O, basta ito yung kaya natin. Pag tinanggap niya go, tinanggap. Parang sila Ralph, tsaka sila sabi ko, okay. Yung parameters ko, okay na ako.
Yeah.
Ito lang gagastosin natin. If you think that he's going to be good for the team,
Swak
hindi good.
naman.
Yeah. And then, pagdating naman niya,
Yeah. Second place agad kayo nung unang season niya, and then eventually you became the champions.
Yeah.
Na isa lang yung talo, tapos M2 World Champions. So the results were there. However, katulad yung sabi, the Champions curse, dire-diretso. May time na di kayo pumasok sa playoffs.
Yeah.
And you had to decide, Carl Tizzy, Fiu, Ducky, of all of
Si
those
Lasty,
three, Carl ang na-let go, di ba?
Si Flap, mga ganun.
You have your choices of changing the teams, but instead you believed in you enrolled in that Fiu Ducky philosophy. At gusto ko malaman kasi nung nag-post si Fiu recently, sabi ko, GL, the GOAT before the GOAT. Kasi si Fiu ang GOAT ko eh. Yun yung una eh. Kaya so ngayon, inarguable, Carl Tizzy, the GOAT. Pero kung may GOAT ako ng mga time na si Fiu, di ba?
Yeah.
So, yun. So, ano ang parang tiniwalaan nyo na philosophy mula dito sa dalawa to, kay Angelo, kay Lo, at kay Ducky?
Siguro during that time, it was, again, the esports athlete culture during that time. It's very different from now.
Okay.
Diba? So, I think yung task ko sa kanila nun is you have to identify who are the persons that are mature enough to understand that this is work.
Okay.
Consistently.
Okay.
Kasi nung time na yun, iba talaga eh. I mean, even if you ask Carl, bata pa siya nung time
Bata
na
pa
yun.
siya,
Which
yeah.
I understood also.
Yeah.
May mga times pa mismo, ako pa mismo yung kumakausap sa kanya eh.
Yeah.
May mga ganun talagang times. And I think one of the successes also of us managers and our brand and personally, mga ganyan-ganyan, is that every time we let go of an athlete sa brand namin, I think we have the pride of saying na parang they understand that this is work. And eventually, we will work together.
Yeah.
There are one way or another that we will, need each other, or at least you would have a question for me.
Yeah.
Mga ganun. And those are things na parang we want to teach them.
Okay.
Diba? Yun.
So, you're telling me na kaya isa rin sa mga bagay that impressed you the most about Ducky and as well as Few is they're also willing to learn and they're matured and they're professionals.
Yeah,
Mga ganun.
during that time. I
Yeah.
mean, bata pa naman sila nung time na yun. Pero, I mean, they are very, especially si Few. I mean, he has, until now, he has very, very good work ethics.
Yeah.
As in.
Kaya siya yung GOAT dun nung mga time na.
Yeah, he's very different. As in talaga. I mean,
Cut above the rest, yung masabi ko.
basta,
Sa discipline.
when it comes to work ethic, pag yun na nababanggit when it comes to esports, siya talaga naisip ko, and then si AK.
Oh my God.
Yes.
AK, of course. Sana, hindi nyo kasi kilala si AK. Basta kung meron tayong, I think siya yung Manny Pacquiao natin. Parang ganun siguro sa Pilipinas na esports. Or maybe Efren, actually. Parang ganun.
Oh, basta yun.
Okay, anyways, si Few was known for his work ethic. And then eventually, nag-trust the process. Nag-build around kayo kay Few without building around Few. That's what I envision it. Kasi parang dagdag na sila. Ogwen, Marco. Pero hindi agad yun eh. Mayroon mo ng Saksa version, may Jom version. There was a lot of iterations that weren't successful. Come season 10, ito na yung nakakita na tayo ng glimpses. Kyle TZ was popping off. You were winning. Hindi kayo nakatagos dun sa unang playoffs because hindi pa ripe.
Yeah. It takes time.
It takes time. Trust the process talaga eh.
Well, yun naman yung lagi ko sinasabi sa kanila.
Yeah.
And yun din lagi nila sinasabi sa akin. Pero for me, ina-assure ko lang sila na parang I understand that this is going to happen and this is what I'm asking.
Now, I guess describe to me, ano ang pakiramdam ng isang environment that everybody trusted the process? That everybody knew na hindi natin ito makukuha agad. Let's believe in each other. And hindi pa natin alam kung kailan natin makukuha yan. But we have to stick to this. Ano ang pakiramdam to be in that kind of team? The environment.
Ako kasi parang it's very different for me because basically I'm the decision maker, the final decision maker for that situation.
Yeah.
So I view it, my responsibility during that time is to assure everybody that was supposed to make the hard decisions with me that they will be treated fairly. Kasi again, ang takot ng mga tao is nung time na yun is that pag may backlash from the fans, tanggal ka. Pag galit sa'yo yung star player mo, ikaw yung tatanggalin. Yung mga ganun-ganun. So, my responsibility is to make sure na if you're doing the work that I'm asking you to, you're safe. And yun yung environment namin. And same with the athletes. Diba? These are the things. Kasi nung time na yun, nung nag-rebrand, sabi ko, they have to understand that this is what we're asking for.
Okay.
Diba? So, if they're willing to do this, we will give them the opportunity. Thankfully, yun naman talaga yung nakuha namin sa kanila eh.
Yeah. And everybody was locked in. Dumating sa point na when you started winning, dire-diretso na. Siguro may mga konting stumbles along the way but mula ng season 12, di na kayo napirme. You're always there internationally.
Yeah.
People are easy to forget kasi madami mga new milestones katulad ng the TL milestone na nakuha nila yung MSC milestone ng Aurora ngayon.
Yeah.
But people should not forget how dominant AP Bren was nung during the time that they were dominant. Lahat ng tournaments ay ipinanalo. There was a year that you actually got it. Technically speaking, 2 years siya in between yung mga times na may karibal kasi naman. In fairness naman, malakas naman din talaga sa Pilipinas, which is also good.
Which is good.
You needed that challenge too. Now, when you guys became, I think yun na yung, ang pinaka-time na nagkaroon na ng konting, I guess, doubts na yung mga fans is when you started to not get to second place. Yung nag-third place, which was, I think, season 14? Yeah, somewhere along those lines. And then, of course,
yan yung mga mabilis ko makalimutan.
But, Falcons acquirement, again pa rin naman nung pagdating naman ng Falcons, nag-second place naman kayo sa embassy, so you achieved what you were set out to achieve when Falcons approached you guys. But afterwards, okay, di ko, you can answer this or not, pero parang na-acquire kayo ng Falcons, di ba?
After, the team was acquired by Falcons after
MSC.
the year after.
Was it? Nag-AP brand pa ba kayo?
January na. Hindi, after ng World Champions kasi, di ba? Na hindi kami nakapasok. Yung M6 na
AP brand pa kayo ng M6?
Yeah.
Sorry,
yung hindi kami nag-qualifiers. Hindi kami nakasali, hindi kami nag-finalist.
Natalo kayo ng Rora.
Ng Rora yun.
Yeah,
doon na nag-start yung kind of sabihin na lang natin problem din, mga ganun. Because I think we also expected that eh. Kasi, to be honest, it's very hard to maintain excellence.
Oo naman.
Diba? With a team that has been so long together. Ang hirap na ni-maintain.
You say that, but 2 years is a lot of time to be
sobrang dami talaga. Kaya nga, expected na rin namin yun eh.
Kaya nga, yun din eh. When people say na, fall from grace ang Falcons or AP brand, come on guys. Don't forget kung gaano sila. Nagsawa kayo na laging sila yung nandun. Ganon kalala. But, I guess the question there is, naka-apekto ba yung pag-restructure on your performance? Or was it just you outlived your success?
Siguro marami lang kasing factors eh. Again, these are human beings that have different priorities and problems, mga ganyan.
Yeah.
So, it's very different for every person eh.
Yeah.
Diba? So, sa kanila, marami rin silang iba-ibang inisip. And it's up to us to make sense of all of it. Mga ganun.
Now, when you guys struggled nung season 16, every interview that asked me about Falcons, kasi nga sikat kayo and everything, kahit sa mga live ko, I would always say, hindi, kailangan ng restructure yan. I think you need at least 2 people. I think yung outlived, ganun yan eh, parang you become so comfortable with each other that it's sometimes bad. Parang ganun.
Ganun naman talaga. I mean, that's also the reality with sports, I think. Kasi everything becomes automated. Diba? All of these are muscle memories. All of these are communication between players. Mga ganyan. I mean, these guys, pag nakita mo sila off-game, they are very, very close. As in talagang, ito yung grabihan na talaga na magka-close. As in, the things you hear they say to each other.
Yeah.
Minsan magugulat ka bakit parang hindi pa sila nagsasapakan. Pero these are all in good faith naman because they are all close talaga. As in. And they have really good relationships with each other. And thankfully even with us eh. I try to maintain a really good environment and a culture that I want to build with my players. So I think they also feel na as much as they want to talk to me, they can if they need anything, mga ganun. And I don't want to even nga dun sa may yung tag na boss job, I really don't like it, especially nung umpisa.
What do you mean?
Ayoko kasi ng boss eh. Hindi ko talaga gusto eh. I mean, the iba kasi meaning niya for me. I mean, it's the conventional boss that di ba?
Yeah.
I would always try to just to lead, mga ganon. Pero that's a very different thing, diba? Yung boss nag-uutos lang siya. I really don't like that part of the boss tag.
Hindi ko maalala. Parang unang-una, siguro dahil kay Ishan siguro dahil si Ishan nag-introduce sa akin, sa'yo, kaya boss job tayo sa'yo, so siguro boss job na
ang hirap na baguhin eh.
Before,
parang nagsawa na lang ako kakasabi sa mga tao. Parang gano'n. So, pero yun.
Yeah. So, describe to me, ano yung siguro mga common na nagiging problema ng isang team, maybe even just one, that sticks together for so long. Kasi I still remember dun sa Onyx din naman na gano'n. Na parang, alam mo yung sobrang tropa na parang, dahil sobrang tropa mo tong taong to, yung mga pros and cons niya, okay na lang sa'yo.
Yeah, automated na lahat.
Dahil, alam ko, like with Butters, alam ko na si Butters, ganyan yun eh. Which is, accepted ko.
Yeah.
But of course, that's different in a professional setting.
Yes.
Kasi hindi pwedeng ganun. Hindi ka pwedeng maging okay sa kahinaan nung isa.
Yeah.
So is that one thing that you also experience?
Yun naman talaga. And I think, good thing you mentioned yun sa may Onyx. I think, they realized that early because of what they saw from us.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang nag-gets na nila kagad na masyado na tayo matagal magkasama. I think that's what happened. Sa utak ko, yun yung iniisip nila.
Yeah.
And this will not work kung tayo pa rin. We have to make kahit small adjustment. I think that's what they did eh. So kami ganun din. We felt na we had, sabihin na lang natin, a system that can be improved with the training, with the new adjustment, with the new environment. Andun yun eh. Pero the thing that made it, I think, a little bit more challenging for all of us was that automated na yung team namin eh. They felt that they had a system worked out between them.
Yeah.
Diba? Na, I think there are times na even us, me, si Daki, sila Jeff, mga ganyan, na we needed a fresh perspective na. That's where Ren Vito came in.
Ren Vito came in 15.
Falcons.
14. 15.
Netong ano ba? January 25.
Yeah.
Doon siya pumasok.
Oo. So, as any restructure would happen, hindi rin yun successful at the start ng 15. Pero nakapag third kayo, no? 15. Third, yes. Liquid ang kalaban.
Yeah. Third.
Ay, Aurora ba? Hindi, tinalo niyo Aurora eh.
Yung sa may before M6 ba?
Hindi,
yung nanalo yung Onyx. Yung 14, ano na yun, si Aurora
third
yun.
nga rin. Si
yes,
Aurora,
third kami noon. Baka fourth na nga kami nung kasunod eh. Pag ganun na. So, medyo nagsaslide na siya.
Sa slide na. And then this... Although, season 16 napakaganda. Alright, sorry. I would not say na napakaganda.
No, parang ano pa rin. Saka nung time na yun, Ren is the one that actually established everything during the Falcons. I was late to the party.
Wala ka... Sorry, may time pala na wala ka sa Falcons.
Yeah.
Mahaba pala yung
Focus
time.
sa Cebol, mga ganun. So,
course,
that's it.
of course.
So, Ren being there, I think the good thing about kay Ren din is sobrang talino rin ni Ren eh. I mean, you know the guy. He's one of the smartest people I know. Very methodical.
Mm-hmm.
Ang na-appreciate nung mga players sa kanya, they understood na he did not come in forcing his way of things. Diba? He was there to observe.
Yeah.
Diba? He understood na parang there are things that can change, that should be changed.
Yeah.
Pero he gave them enough trust to, okay, if you tell me na parang this is how you want to do it, yung may ganun eh. Diba? Even sila, Coach Trep, mga ganun. So talagang, I think now, when we're all together at this time na, I think I have a really big appreciation of the value he puts in. Kasi, katulad din yung lagi sinasabi ko sa mga athletes when I'm there is that we really need a fresh perspective.
Yeah. And another, we're talking about sobrang comfortable na, sobrang automated na, autopilot, they know each other. One of the pain points is being very comfortable sa pros and cons ng isang player altogether. I genuinely thought you would have a restructure in a way na dalawa yung mawawala. You keep a tricore. But it wasn't the case. Instead, tinanggal nyo ang aking paborito player. Just kidding. Hindi naman siya tinanggal. But loaned din. Loaned yung... but let's just say, for lack of a better term, ang naisip niyong baguhin was few.
Mm-hmm.
And few being a leader, in my head, I assumed, magbabago ng sobrang sistema because you took the head of the snake, basically. Although nandun pa rin yung core ingredients, iba na yung magiging approach. Is this how you felt about it, or meron bang ibang psyche on why this was the decision mula sa Falcons?
Ultimately, syempre, it was a very, very, very hard decision for all of us. Diba?
Can't imagine.
Imagine mo naman yun, diba? So parang, syempre, as a manager, we have to think about all of the options available for the athletes, diba? What are your plans for the future? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Diba? Especially for someone as mature as him. Diba? Kasi maraming players, automatic gusto lang nila maglaro eh. Nobody's thinking about the future, mga ganyan, diba? Ganun. Pero I think one of the challenges also, number one, we needed to make a change. Diba? Ultimately.
Sure.
Because everything was automated, mga ganun.
Ganyan non-negotiable.
Yes. Yun na yung, syempre, parang lastro na yung last season before that. Or etong last season, di ba? And syempre, for Falcons, EWC is the only thing. Di ba?
Okay.
This is very, very important. So, syempre, galing na sa may head na yung pababa. Syempre, ano naman ganoon naman talaga.
Respect.
And it's expected So, yon yung kailangan namin gawin. That's the direction. So, we had to, again, be realistic about everything. Di ba?
Okay.
So, we don't necessarily think about how many we want to change. But we knew that we needed to make a change.
Okay.
That's the only goal. Hindi kami nagbibilang It's unnecessary. So, one, we had a lot of tryouts for all of the different positions.
Oh, yun.
One of the challenging things na hindi alam ng mga tao, it's very hard to find a decent, or at least at par level to a top tier team. Hindi siya ganun
To any of the players that you have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or even kahit naman sa ibang teams. I feel like all of the teams, which I feel is starting to be a problem for me, wearing my national esports manager hat, na it's starting to be a concern na we are not getting fresh new talents or names into the league or na pwede natin gamitin. Di ba? Kasi it would only be a matter of time.
Pwede ko bang kunin yung topic na yun for another podcast?
Yeah, sure. Kasi talaga laging yun yung concern ko.
Yeah.
With every game na lumalabas, ang lagi kong sinasabi talaga is, tulungan nyo kami. Kailangan namin lumaki kayo kasi hindi ko magagawa yung trabaho ko.
Yeah.
Because maubusan ako ng players na pwedeng lumaro So, yun. So, we needed to make a change. At the same time, we needed to find a player that suits our needs. Parang gano'n. Diba? Sobrang dami namin tinry out and it was a very long-drawn thing. And I think, yung iniisip ng tao parang it's mostly management decision. Pero at the same time, we listen to the players also. Hindi naman pwedeng hindi. Diba? Parang gano'n Pero ultimately, we have to make the decision.
You have to weigh in all of the factors, then make the decision.
Oh, and even for me, 'di ba? Pwede naman insulate ko yung sarili ko na hindi naman ako nag-decide, sila nag-decide niyan. Hindi naman ganoon I don't want to be the person to say na hindi ako nag-decide niyan. Yeah. No. Kung ano yung decision based on the information we get from the players, yung tryouts, yung ginawa namin, sila Daki, sila Jeff, si Ren, pagsabi sa akin and they convince me, it's also my decision na. 'Di ba?
Yep.
Even yung pagkausap kay Few, I was there kasi I know it was very important Diba? It was a very hard decision. So, all of those factors, syempre, winay namin lahat.
Yeah.
That's the best thing we can do at this point.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Few was, actually, yun naman yung maganda sa amin Even kila Jeff, mga ganun, every time we have this kind of conversation, pinaprepare naman namin lahat ng athletes namin.
Yeah.
And it's not like, ayaw na namin kay Few. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's just that this based on all of the things that we have right now, this is the best decision we can make for the team.
Okay.
Not thinking about who you are, not thinking about what the players are. It's just focusing on the objective. Diba? We needed to win. The way to win is to make a change. That's it. Yeah.
And what resonated to me dun sa sinabi mo is, let's say na maraming mga nag-try out. And I'm sure every management has their own wish list. I want to get this player. I want to build this team. Reality is, hindi naman...
Hindi ganun kadali.
Let's say, bad example, but I want to replace Super Marco. Sino ang papapalit ko doon? Wala. Parang ganun. At that moment, specifically with the time frame that you have. And ito lang yung mga available, yung mga nag-try out.
Yeah.
You have to make do with what you have, but still make the best decision.
Yeah.
And that is what makes it difficult and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I hope that this becomes successful. At alam mo, genuinely, gusto ko maging... hindi sa hate ko ang Falcons ngayon. Pero gusto ko na etong si Few ay
maging... Parang naalala ko yung tearing mo Naglabas ka na ng tear
Third naman.
Tinatanda ko yung mga... Akala nyo hindi ko pinapanood yung mga content nyo. Pinapanood ko yung mga tearing
third ako sa Falcons. Pero kasi, in many ways, gusto ko maging successful si Few pa rin sa EVOS.
Yeah.
Kasi
Us
gusto ko
too.
ma-prove sa buong mundo na kailangan lang talaga ng change. Masyado lang silang
Of
matagal
course.
magkasama. Pero si
Yeah.
Few, doesn't mean na mahina na siya or something.
Yeah.
He's gonna be successful there. For sure. Don't expect lang sa first season though kasi mahirap yung bahasa. But
Let's see.
Yeah.
Malay mo naman. He's alam mo, they needed something from him. Kaya nga siya yung kinuha.
sa bagay, intelligent. Alam mo, sobrang intelligent ni Few.
I think, intelligent and the work ethic is there, mga ganun.
Yun pa,
And I'm sure EVOS had a lot more choices. Diba? Candidates to pick.
Right,
Pero siya yung pinili. And I think he was the hardest one to get. Diba?
Great point. So, ayan, sana. Let's hope for Few. But kidding aside, I think Falcons are, feeling ko naman kaya mag-MSC ng Falcons. Although with my tiering, put your third, second si TNC. So I feel like hot sila eh. I think...
Which is good.
Good.
Yeah.
Kasi, ang TNC... Dati kayo yung TNC at TV brand yung and smart yung mga endemic eh. Pero ngayon, no. Ayan. Now, siguro, that's the end of my questions for you in general. Hindi kita na-prepare for this last question, Boss Jab. Pero sana ay masagot po siya. Give me a red flag ng isang bad management. What
Red flag?
Yeah, what are the initial signs na para masabi mo na parang, ay no, this is not the management? Because it may not happen in MPL or it can.
Yeah.
But it 100% happens in international organizations. It
Sobrang
happens
dali
in local organizations outside. Maybe even in MPL, like I said. Maybe in other esports. But yeah, what are the general signs of a bad management na masabi mong, nako, I should not go
Marami.
there?
I can make actually parang may naka-line up yata ako na explain na ganun eh. Di meron nga yata. I think there is.
Yeah.
Pero the one thing that I would always tell people when they want to look for leadership or managers that they want to join or organization, basta leadership positions.
Okay.
The leaders that cannot tell you the difficult decisions to your face, wag ka dun.
Okay.
Those are the people that you don't want to work with.
Like, for example,
Kunyari, sabihin ko sa'yo face-to-face, tatanggalin ka namin because of a specific decision.
okay.
Kung
Pag di mo
kung hindi niya kayang sabihin sa'yo yung bad news to your face, and that is his decision.
Okay.
Oh, so, kunyari sa amin, the thing that I always tell leadership positions or managers that work for me or that work with me is, if I convince you of a specific direction or decision, that's also your direction na. It's not, ayoko nung sasabihin mo, kunyari, sabihin ko sa'yo, tatanggalin natin sa ganito or may gagawin tayo na hindi magugustuhan ng mga tao. Pero ito yung reasons ko. Do you agree? Pag sinabi mo sa akin agree and you understand, hindi ka pwede magpunta dun sa may athlete or kung sino man yung sasabihan mo ng bad news na ito yung gagawin natin kasi sabi ni Boss Jab. That's one thing na you will never get past from me. Kasi sasabihin ko sa'yo kagad na you do not do that. Yun na yun. Kailangan, pag nag-agree ka sa sinabi ko, that's yours. That's your responsibility now. It has to be yours too. Hindi pwedeng dahil sa akin.
Okay.
Yun yung number one.
Okay.
Kaya kunyari yan sila Jeff, in the beginning talaga, those are the things na lagi kong sinasabi sa kanya. If I tell you of a decision and you agree, pag kinausap mo siya, ayaw na ayaw ko maririnig na ayaw naman kasi talaga tanggalin. Si Boss Jab lang nag-decide. Hindi pwede yun. Those are the rare times that you would see disappointment from me.
Wow. I think that's applicable hindi lang sa esports.
Kasi kung hindi nila kayang sabihin sa'yo yun, that's not a really good sign that you will get honesty from somebody.
And what happens now if, let's say, ikaw ang boss ko.
Yeah.
You laid me down with something na a very hard decision. I don't know if I agree. I don't agree with you, let's say, in that scenario. What should I do now?
Okay.
Kasi wala akong magagawa eh.
Yeah. Hindi. I hindi kita nililid or minamanage just so you can follow what I say.
Okay.
You're there in that position because I understand and I need something from you. You have expertise na wala ako.
Okay.
So kaya, lagi akong sinasabi ko sa mga players, kami ni Jeff nag-aaway din kami. Si Daki nagdi-disagree kami. Si Ryan nagdi-disagree.
Okay.
As in, to my face, sinasabi sa akin na rin, mali ka, Jab.
Ah.
I welcome that.
Okay.
Kasi as long as you do it with respect, mga ganun, wala namang problem eh. So, yun yung part na if I convince you, you agree, that's yours.
Okay.
If you do not agree, you convince me.
Okay.
Down the line, somebody has to be convinced.
Okay.
Diba?
So hindi tayo titigil mag-usap until ma-reach tayo ng decision.
Eventually, somebody has to, has to make the final decision. Sabihin na lang natin.
Yep.
Parang ganon. Pero kunyari, let's say, kung hindi tayo nag-agree dalawa, it's because we have good points, both of us. Sabihin lang natin mga ganon, yung situation na yun.
Okay.
Somebody has to have the final decision.
All right.
That's me. The reality is, that's me. Diba?
Okay.
Pero you have to understand bakit ako napunta dun sa may final decision na yun without you actually fully agreeing. Pero pwede naman kasing hindi ka nagpo-fully agree. Pero I have good points more than you.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah, for sure. And if I ever, kunwari, tapos na usapan natin, and then I talk to my underling, sabi ko, hindi talaga ito yung gusto ko pero ito yung sabi ni Boss Jab eh. Pero ito yung gagawin natin guys kasi no choice na tayo. And then I'm a red flag.
Yeah. You are. And
Great.
dapat yung mga tao na kinausap mo would know to identify that.
Okay.
Kasi dapat ang question nila sa'yo, ba't ka pumayag? Your responsibility is to make sure you make the right decisions for us also.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi responsibility mo sila eh. Kasi what kind of a manager are you if you are not responsible for the people under you?
Yeah.
Diba? They're your responsibility.
What a great freaking lesson. Thank you so much, Boss Jab. Nabitin ako. And I hope that I get you again in this podcast to talk about other stuff. But today, we've learned a lot of lessons. And we wish you well. Sana ay makahanap tayo ng best na lineup natin for Seaball, for Asian Games.
I'm sure naman.
Falcons.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to promote? This is your camera.
I think ano lang naman. The usual question I get is, what do I say to aspiring esports athletes?
Yeah.
Okay, or anybody that wants to work in our industry? Again, number one, try to figure out where you fit in. Not everybody can be an esports athlete.
Yeah.
The earlier that you can figure that out, the more time you can figure out what value you can put into this industry.
Okay.
The better for you. So, yun lang. And syempre, support the national team, join a lot of tournaments, just to get your name out there if you want to be an esports athlete. Yep. Same with casting or whatever you want to do in the esports industry. Just get your name out there and add value. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Will.
Okay, thank you so much. Lahat ng mga up to this point, sana may natutunan kayo. Sana ganyan yung usapan namin. It's Boss Jab, PH. Kahit ayaw niya ng boss, wala na siyang choice. Yun lang, maging mabuti kayong mga tao. That's what I'm saying. And add value. Yun lang.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Good game and good night.